Welcome to Schedule Says Live.
Here we go. Hello, you beautiful nerds. Welcome to the Drunk
hi.
Banthas podcast, where we talk about sci-fi, fantasy, horror, and all the popular art that we love. Also, we do it drunk.
That's right.
I'm joined as always by my co-host, Brother Bill. How you doing, Brother Bill?
I am doing brotherly. My friend brotherly.
We are joined as seems like as always now, we a regular guest on the Drunk Banthas podcast.
Right.
Casey, what's going on, brother?
Oh, how's it going, guys? I'm excited for another week of TV shows and adding in a show that I've been waiting for. I'm excited.
Oh, man. Yeah, I've been waiting to bust out this Invincible shirt for months.
Yeah, I busted out this shirt. It has nothing to do with anything that we're talking about.
But it's still cool. Very cool. But what are we talking about today, Bill?
Alex, we have a very exciting show tonight, as always. I think the music is still going.
Started over.
It's a very exciting show for you guys tonight. We're going to be talking about the premiere of Invincible.
Yes.
Also, we're going to be talking about Rick and Morty, Loki, and Gen V.
Yeah.
That's right.
Finale of Gen V.
Yeah, finale of Gen V, correct.
Oh.
And next week, we'll be doing 10 shows.
That's
right. We are going live right now on Nerds at Night. I almost said Nick at Night, but we are going live on Nerds at Night. We're also going live on the Drunk Banthas channel, so thank you from wherever you're watching. If you're watching right now, share it. Share it on Twitter. Share it on Discord. Share it on your mama's Facebook page. Share it everywhere. Share it everywhere,
guys.
Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring. And if you care about us, you'll like the little stuff at the bottom and, make some comments, and we'll answer your comments and post your stuff as we go along.
Yes, indeedy. As our friends here have said, we had a very exciting show for you tonight. We're talking about the ending of Gen V season 1, the beginning of Invincible season 2. Man, so excited to talk about that. But before we get into that and the spaghettiness of Loki, let's talk about the spaghettiness of Rick and Morty. This was a very crazy episode. Episode 7. Season 7, episode 4. That's a Morty.
That's amore.
This one was a very strange one. Rick serves up the family some delicious spaghetti. Morty accidentally discovers that the spaghetti is sourced from a planet where people who commit suicide become spaghetti. It's just like something chemically inside of them that just like turns all their innards into spaghetti.
It's people. Soylent Green is people.
It's the stress or adrenal that creates in the body a specific amount of chemical produced to make their body turn into, or their insides turn into, delicious spaghetti.
It's such a weird concept, but
I've been making it the hard way all these fucking years, man.
Yes, sir. We all have.
You know how annoying it is to make dough?
All you had to do is hang out at the
I could have just had to press friends.
Or you could have done what they did in this episode, which is make people more depressed.
Just create. Like the places that this episode goes, it starts out as this interesting, just like commentary on, like, I guess vegetarianism, how moral can you be about, eating meat and this and that and the other, but it gets stretched to a insane degree when like companies start creating dystopian neighborhoods just so they can make the neighborhood more depressed so they can commit suicide. Like they have meat grinders over the bridges, so when you get off the bridge,
we do have to explain that this is another universe.
This is another planet.
It's not within. It's another universe. It's not within the universe that exists in the Rick. What was he? I don't know.
Who knows?
I ain't trying to remember the number.
Put it in the comments if you know the number.
But trying to remember. Damn, not gonna remember. Anyway, this is a different universe where people's bodies turn into, their insides turn into spaghetti after they kill themselves.
Now, is it just spaghetti, or is it like all different types of pasta?
It's spaghetti with meat sauce and
meatballs.
It looks like.
It's very specifically just spaghetti and meatballs.
Yeah. And Morty, being the little bitch that he is, he has to fucking cry about, well, you're eating people. You were giving us people. And it's like, dog. Yeah. All right, you found out it's gross. Leave it alone. Just leave it alone. But no, he has to know the names of the people who he was eating. He has to see how his sausage is made, which is terrible.
That's a terrible idea.
Even if you're watching Dr. 90210, it's always bad to watch sausage get made. You know what I'm saying? I'm ain't making them jokes.
That's pretty good. 10 comedy points. As he mentioned, feeling guilty, Morty reveals the truth at a funeral for one of the suiciders that he ate. And after this, the planet's president legalizes suicide, leading many willing to commit suicide to become spaghetti.
Right.
At first, it seems good until Morty discovers spaghetti has become the planet's primary export, and the society channeling most people into suicide to be sold as spaghetti to other planets.
Yeah. Now, I will say,
we have a question in the back, Casey.
Is it just people from this planet that commit suicide? Or if someone were to come to the planet, if someone born on Mars goes to this planet and commits suicide, will they then become spaghetti?
No.
Yeah, it's the biological makeup of these people on this
planet. In that universe.
So these people,
it's not about the planet.
This universe.
It's just
so
like
these
Marvel
people leave this universe and kill themselves, they still become spaghetti.
Right.
Yes.
Got it. Well, because then I don't know why you're not just pushing people everywhere.
Right, because at the end of the episode, in the post-credit scene, it's a universe that's going through the exact same things that happened in this episode, and but they're a universe of vacuum cleaners. And they find out how where vacuum bags come from, and they just lose their shit. So it's like, it's basically the same thing. Whatever, insert random object here or random thing here, and it falls into the same category, because that's how this show works. This show will take any concept that you've seen in a Marvel comic or a DC comic and flip it on its head and make it work with a concept of something that's taking place in social commentary.
In the piss out of sci-fi concepts, and all the great sci-fi concepts are rooted into some sort of social commentary or holding a mirror up to society or whatever. X-Men, still all the greats. But this, they do it in a comedic way, which is just and they take it to the silliest, strangest places. And I did remember that they did actually imply that this is it is just on this planet in this universe, right? Because they sell it to the other planet,
right? Yeah, there's other planets coming from all other places around the galaxy, just trying to get this delicious ass spaghetti. And it's the weird place that it goes. It's really weird that it goes this direction, is what I'm trying to say, because
spaghetti is kind of boring.
Well, no, because Morty tells these people at this funeral for this guy that he ate this guy, and you think they would be like, yo, what the fuck is up with this weird ass kid? But no, the president of the country, I don't even know where it was, but the president is like, get that little white boy back here and let's see if he really does like this shit. Because we don't know. Because then they're like, oh, we'll just sell this shit.
Yeah.
People dying, people want to die now. So they can.
That's the least surprising part of the episode, from what I've heard, at least. That they're like, oh, we can make, this is what happens, let's make money off it,
right?
Well, normally these shows go in a direction was let's kill this fucking kid.
Yeah, that's definitely been a direction this went.
But they totally flipped it on its head. It's no, that's old hat.
Yeah, and Rick's attempts to fix things by sourcing the spaghetti from clones end disastrously. So he has one last terminally ill person commit suicide in a live broadcast and offer his spaghetti to Morty. During the broadcast, he shows everyone the man's entire life, causing everyone to vomit at the horrors they are doing, turning the planet and its customers off spaghetti.
Horrors, not the whores, y'all. We weren't doing any whores.
So yeah, that's how Rick solves everything.
Yeah, because you didn't explain that the whole planet went into like disaster. It was desolate. Yeah. All of the town was beautiful and all this new technology, and now everything looks like 1976 Brooklyn, New York.
All this in a 20-minute episode. Jesus Christ!
I know, right? It goes so deep,
and it goes hard in the paint.
When they were showing like the whole man's life, I was like, my God, this is still just one episode. Like
that scene seemed like it lasted 10 minutes. It couldn't have been more than 2.5, 3 minutes.
Yeah, it could have been. And there's so much of this episode.
But it was such a fucking beautiful moment. Yeah. Like out of this crazy ass sadistic fucking episode that has gone so far. Yeah. And then you get to the last 7 minutes of it, and it's just like the most beautiful moment that you could have. And then right after that happens, everybody throws up because they just can't think about eating a person who has had a life, and he had dreams and aspirations, and he had pitfalls and rises, and he had he overcame things. And you see all of this motherfucker's life pass before his eyes as he's getting euthanized. And everybody's just like, you know what? I don't really want to eat that. He just ripped that man's whole torso open and then reached in his body and pulled out beautiful spaghetti that I will no longer see as beautiful because that is gross. Yeah. Don't want to see how the sausage is made, people.
I'm pretty willing to bet things just went much darker. Raise kids in captivity so they can have no good life, and then they're happy to kill themselves, and you can still have your spaghetti.
Well, it kind of went that way because they just convinced people to kill themselves. Yeah. And then once it ran out, everybody was running around like, hey, kill yourself.
yeah, they had like robots
just trying to get them to kill themselves. Like, yo, because there was protesters that went and destroyed the factory that was making the spaghetti. Mm. Like, so Rick finds a way to create a bodiless or soulless, unaware clone of something that basically looks like if you combine a turkey with a baby with no head and it had sentience.
Yeah, it was awful. It was horrifying.
And then they have to kill themselves. So he has to incorporate. That's the only thing that they're able to do is stab themselves in the head with a fucking harpoon or whatever it was.
Or they like end up shooting each other. So like they end up not turning into spaghetti. It was
no. Those were the clone people.
Okay. Yeah.
See, that was too advanced. Right. So they had to go down to the
little nubs.
Nubby turkey baby thing.
We obviously loved this episode. It was crazy. I just want to talk like real quick.
We're not objective though. We don't. Not with this show.
No, not with this show. And I wanted to ask you about this specifically because like there's a quote from Harmon in Hollywood Reporter where he says he's talking about this new season specifically. Our metric of absolute success in the transition would be if the hypothetical casual viewer who was out of the loop on any behind the scenes drama about the show were to keep right on watching it and say this season's better than the other ones, or this may be my favorite episode. Harmon said, if that person is able to continue their journey with from the womb to the tomb with Rick and Morty and a furniture-like stability, that is the best we can do in this particular job. What do you think of that quote? Do you feel like this has like the same quality as the previous seasons, especially with the new voice talent?
Yeah, then that's a ridiculous statement. That sounds like somebody who's, hoping like that he gets to keep doing this job because we're getting close to the end of the contract that they have. And quite frankly, we never get to see what people's ratings are anymore. So I think that was one of those like cop out moments where he's like, look, if it fails, it's because we've been doing it so long. And if it doesn't fail, it's because you people keep watching it and we appreciate y'all either way.
That's how metrics work.
Right.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, but it's
and
just
I'm
like
a Harmon fan.
Yeah, I'm a Harmon fan too. I feel like he's just trying to he he said it before. He struggles with the internet and the comments and the people like, yo, where's the fucking show at, dog? Like he struggled with that. And the fact that they were able to get like, what was it, 7 seasons extended. And he was just like, man, okay, that takes a lot of stress off of me because now people know that the show is going to come out and they quit fucking asking me like what's taking so long.
Right. Yeah.
And they don't have to rush, and they were able to get things out like this season has been done for like a year and a half probably with the animation waiting to catch up.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, I think he's just stressed, looking for the cop outs just in case this plane crashes. Like I told you that motherfucker was running out of gas. I told you.
No, I do like commend him just being like, hey, I feel like that the quality hasn't changed, and what I hope that's that is that most people aren't paying attention to what's going on behind the scenes, and they're just coming in and be like, hey, this episode is pretty good.
Well,
or
most people
this like
most people aren't.
Yeah. That's the hope, you guess. But yeah, guys, what did you think of this episode of Rick and Morty?
Guys, this is me.
You haven't seen the show.
No, I'm talking to the people out there on the
YouTube.
Well, tell them to start commenting.
Yeah, y'all better start.
I don't see shit.
I don't see no comments. I'm not talking to nobody who ain't talking to me. Or actually, I am talking to you because you're watching.
Yeah, that's exactly.
So
but yeah, guys, leave it in the comments what you guys thought of this episode. We're gonna move it right along.
Well, real quick before we do, have you guys heard about it's becoming more and more of a reality? Is lab grown meat?
I have heard about this just because like the weird developments in cloning recently. So that's definitely becoming a possibility.
Would you guys eat a lab grown burger?
I mean, how do you know you haven't eaten a lab grown burger?
I honestly, well, that's a good point. Isn't that what McDonald's is?
Yeah.
I think those are lab adjusted burgers.
Lab adjusted burgers.
Yeah. HGH burgers. What I wouldn't try the first line of them.
I would.
Being a guy who wants to end world hunger, and I feel like that's like one of the things that could do it.
Yeah. Would y'all?
I'm for it.
People that are watching, would you eat? Would you eat lab?
Would you eat
generated burgers? Lab generated burger. A lab
also that
produced, grown, harvested burger.
Normal cheese. So that's cool.
Okay. Well, regular bacon.
Normal slice of cheese on there. Yeah. I mean, you could have one slice of regular bacon and one slice of lab grown bacon.
Yeah, it was like, I'm only going to sacrifice so much. That pig still got to fucking die.
Pigs are dicks. So
as long as I can season it the way I want to season it, I'm good. As long as it doesn't come out of a dead person who's had a suicidal incident. That's my criteria at this point.
But yeah, moving right along. I guess that's the segue. We're going from spaghetti to spaghettification to Loki season 2.
Good segue.
Episode 5, science fiction. Thank you very much. This one was another crazy one for Loki. No surprise. Before we actually get into it, what were y'all's just like initial thoughts on this episode? How did you feel about it? Did you like it? Go. Yeah, Jeff, you've been out on the conversation for a minute just because of
I mean, guys, we were all here. That did not stop me from talking. I liked it. This entire season of Loki I'm enjoying it. I'm liking the story, the acting, all of it. I think we mentioned the music and how good that is last time. And this episode was no different. I believe it was last time we were talking. I said, I have no idea where they are going to take the next episode of Loki. And man, I loved what they did with it. I thought it was great. It was surprising. which is always good for me. And I just had a fun time with it,
Indeed, sir. Indeed. I felt the same way. I mean, this is probably my favorite show on TV right now. Well, I will say this is my favorite week-to-week show on television right now because everybody right now should just put this in picture-in-picture mode and then go to your Netflix and put on your playlist, your My List, Bodies.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you've been
Bodies is dope, and we will be talking about it on this show, the Drunk Banthas podcast.
Yeah, they mentioned that on another podcast I was listening to recently. We need to check it out.
We're behind because y'all ain't been watching. But I really love this show. It's my favorite week-to-week show. What's his name has given us so many hair flips. We've gotten so many Loki hair flips.
Mr. Tom Hiddleston.
If you take a shot every time there's a hair flip, you will
in this episode.
You will go blind.
In this episode, as long as you're not drinking Mad Dog 2020, you might not die, but you will.
That's my violent alcohol.
You will pee on yourself.
Who do you think has more of the hair flips, Loki or Black Widow?
Loki.
Ooh, yeah, Loki by a mile. Just because he gets more screen time.
I'll agree with you.
Yeah.
Look, man, I don't want to hear that. She gets a lot of screen time, but she's dead in the movies now. So that's
I mean, I was trying to throw some shade at the fact that they made Black Widow too late, but it didn't land as well as I.
Well, you know what? Looks like they might be bringing her back.
I don't know.
They said that there's rumors that's what came out of the little retreat that they had at Palm Springs.
I could have sworn the rumors were that in the past they were talking about bringing them back, and but that they weren't thinking about it anymore. But Alex, I don't know. I actually kind of gotta go on a limb and say I think Natasha landed really well. What was it, Dathomir? I mean, I don't know what the fuck that plant's called, but she landed real hard then. Yeah.
yeah, she did land really well. 10 comedy points to Casey.
10 comedy points.
And yes, I do realize Dathomir was 100% Ahsoka.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about it all here, so it's all relevant.
Yeah, I can't remember all of the scary magic planets. There's too many of them.
Talk about a lot of scary magic planets on the show. In this episode, Loki's. I love the name of this episode, science fiction. Loki survives the explosion.
Not creative.
I mean, it's not. Yeah, it's not. It's on the nose. It's definitely on the nose.
They do say it in the episode.
Loki survives the explosion, but everyone else has vanished, and the TVA headquarters spaghettifies. Loki escapes as he begins time slipping again, taking him to the branched timelines where his friends Mobius, Hunter B-15, Casey, and Obi were reset to their original lives as Dr. Verity Willis, Frank Morris, and Dr. A.D. Doug, respectively. Man, I did not need to read all those names.
No, you did not. Also, I don't think you got Mobius's name in there.
Was it Don?
Don? Oh, it's Don.
Yeah,
Don.
I don't know.
Speaking about the nose, him being a jet ski salesman, what did you guys think of Don's life, Mobius's life?
Bill, I went first last time. You're up, bud.
Yeah. Excuse me. I thought that was dope because all except for B-15, everybody is an asshole in their life outside of the timeline. That's one thing that I kind of noticed is let's start with Ouroboros. Ouroboros, he kind of asshole. He weird and shisty. He out here putting his
struggling writer. Yeah,
he's putting it into a bookstore that doesn't sell his book.
There's only a few copies left on the shelves.
And then
you gotta grab him fast.
He's got the unmitigated gall, unmitigated gall to sit there and try to buy the book too. Like that shit.
Yeah, like
so
wow.
I was just like, yo, this shit is crazy. Who was next?
Casey is escaping Alcatraz.
Oh, yeah, escaping Alcatraz.
And you know what's dope about that? That's actually a real life story where like there's at least 3 people who have been rumored to have escaped because they've never found their bodies. So they're assumed to have gotten away. And if you go deep down into it, is at least like one guy who has been able to who confessed on his deathbed that it was him, and, like changed his name and shit. I don't know. Did I hit all the points?
You got all that correct. And there's one more. How they escaped is actually what they showed in this episode, where they fashioned a boat out of spare clothing, and that's actually what is believed to be their getaway device in real life.
And that's why it would look like a bunch of clothes. And like it did look like a bunch of clothes when we saw it.
Mythbusters did an episode on it.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I think I might have seen that. And I think I might have seen it on the History Channel when the History Channel had history.
Back in the... Yeah.
Man, what a crazy thing for the History Channel to show.
Yeah, man. It was actually kind of brave, you know. It was kind of brave of them to go out on a limb and talk about history on a show. It has a fucking name called History Channel. That's just wow.
No one saw it coming.
I didn't. It's the twist.
Yeah, it's a twist. Yeah, that's very great. And then later in the episode, wanting to time slip before the explosion, Loki enlists Doug's help, who is the science fiction writer Obi. I did love his character the most, but probably because we just spent the most time with him.
We've liked his character the most since the show started.
Yeah,
Obi's very consistent.
Obi's incredible.
Let's also be honest. We're also all just so happy to see him acting again. I think he could be a serial killer of babies, and we'd be like, man, what a good character. He's doing such a good job.
But it's because he would do it so well. He was so good in Everything Everywhere All at Once. I think he's the second best part of that movie.
Yeah. And he actually just got cast in the new David Fincher movie, Killing Babies. So you get your wish, Jeff.
About time. I mean,
killing babies,
play them to their strengths.
Will it be like raccoon babies? Will it be human babies? Check out next time on Dragon Ball Z.
It'll take 12 episodes for him to kill the first one.
With Loki unable to control his time slipping, Doug proposes Loki gather everyone, present them at the explosion back together. Oh my gosh. After shots, it's hard.
Explosion.
Gather everyone present at the explosion back together so their collective temporal aura can send them back to the right time and place. Did you guys trip over any of this or bump into any of the logic of
where's Timely?
Where's Timely? I like it.
Timely was a part of it too.
He would be on his time line. Sacred timeline.
Well, so does that beg? So him getting spaghettified, does that just mean he just doesn't exist anymore?
No, everybody got certified.
Yeah, I guess.
They all committed suicide. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Getting eaten by Rick and Morty.
Yeah, all of them are delicious treats. That is a little weird. Maybe they just had enough temporal aura. It's like, okay, we got 5 out of 6.
Well, he wasn't there when they exploded it. Like when the loom exploded, he wasn't there.
I mean, okay.
So
yeah.
But the idea is that no one dies when they get spaghettified. They just go to like their original nest. Like it just turns back into a loop. Yeah, they just go back into themselves.
Yeah.
Like
that is like theory in general, that no one ever. I mean, what is it? The multiversal immortality theory. Anytime you die in like an unexpected way, your consciousness just gets absorbed into a different multiverse you that's still alive. So that's essentially we're all immortal.
That's like Jet Li, the one.
Exactly. Yeah. But it's an actual theory.
Man, you know what? Put that on the list for Doug.
Yeah, if it's not on.
Well, this is awkward. So now it looks like it's just me. So I'm going to talk. One thing that I did find a little weird about this was, I thought that we fixed it with Loki. I thought we fixed his time slipping. So I'm not quite sure why he just started time slipping again. Was it supposed to be like his whole when the TVA got blown up, the cure got reset? I don't know. And then all of a sudden he's able to just start controlling it. So for me, that was a little confusing because it's like, is this supposed to be a new power for Loki? If it's a new power for Loki, is it a new power because of his time with the TVA? Or was his ability to travel through times and I guess space one of his original Marvel Norse god powers? It was all... So it opens up a lot of questions, not necessarily bad ones. And the Banthas are back.
Hello.
Yeah, that was weird, but the back button is really close to the.
That's what happens when you get spaghettified, and I have to time slip back to when you guys were...
Yeah, we had Angstrom Levy doing our lighting, and he decided he's gonna play some games. We ended up in a different universe for a second, but we back.
Yes, and also like to what Jeff was saying, it's a lot like the black hole theory. You know what I'm saying? Like if the same theory is like fits in the same black hole. Like we don't know what happens when you get into a black hole, but the theory is you turn into spaghetti.
Mm-hmm.
And so you go. How many? If we you know what? Every time we say spaghetti, you gotta take a shot. From here on out, that's the drunk game. It's a drinking game. Drunk Banthas drinking games are right here. Marcus, what up, dog? You made
Marcus, you're gonna be drinking.
You're famous now.
Looks like we made it.
Anytime we say spaghetti, shot. I will start right now. But yeah, man, I thought it was a really good, dope way to enter it, to bring us back to the hair flips, because we got to get the hair flips in there. So the time slipping shit really got us into the hair flippity.
Hair flippity.
So something I was talking about during your hiatus. I thought they fixed the time slips for him. So is it supposed to be like when the TVA blew up, his cure blew up? I mean, what was going on? Why did it just start again all of a sudden?
So the idea is that everything starts from its beginning and then in whatever. So my theory is it's an Ouroboros, right? So everything is, is happening as it's supposed to happen, and it just starts all over, right?
Right.
So the reason that Loki wasn't affected and the reason that Sylvie wasn't affected and they still could remember everything is because they're gods. They live outside of time and space anyway, right? So when you put that into place, plus Sylvie had the tempad, the master tempad,
right?
So she's not going to be experiencing any of the time slipping. But then Loki is going to experience time slipping because he doesn't have access to that. And I thought it was dope, though, and interesting that he ends up being able to control that later on in the episode.
Yeah.
Because where the fuck did that come from? But he's a god. So he should be able to manipulate things to a certain degree.
Yeah. So that brings up the other question I had while you guys were gone, which is, did he get this power because of his time with the TVA, or was this a power he always would have had he continued his life as the Marvel version of a Norse god?
Right. That's a very interesting question. I do think that it does have possibly something to do with the TVA, and it is more of a situation where, we've seen it a bunch of times in movies where we actually see it in Gen V, we'll talk about it later, where you think that one thing is the limitation of a person's powers, but then it turns out their emotion has been either strengthening or hindering their powers. So I think that because he was able to tap into his emotions and what he actually wanted, he was able to just actually use whatever power that he already had inside him. It's been inside you the whole time.
Reach down.
I just want my friends.
So I like that. I like that moment in the show where he kind of just taps into his powers.
How very anime for him to realize his power because he needs his friends.
Yeah. And I liked also how he had to admit to Sylvie, the reason Sylvie came there is because he admitted to her that he likes, his friends, and he wants his friends, and I'm being selfish because I want my friends, bitch. Yeah. Like, quit judging me. You being selfish because you want to work at McDonald's. You like fish fillets. Like, I'm being jealous because at least I like my friends, and I'm going to at least save some people. Like, you just want to kill people with fish fillet sandwiches.
The most unselfish selfishness there is.
Right. I ain't gonna lie though, it was like the 80s or the 70s. I think it's the late 70s when she's like at that McDonald's. So I'm not gonna lie, that was probably like the dopest like time period for
it's pretty great time to be there. Yeah.
76 to 92.
Well,
that's like the best time.
What was the song that was playing at the record store? Because that's how you'll figure out what time it period is.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, I think I remember because it's so when she's like shows up there when we see her there for the first time, the dude's telling her the things that are brand new on the menu. Mm-hmm. One of them is the Big Mac, and the other one is the fish fillet, I believe. And those are the first times that those were introduced on the menu.
Right. So, okay. Yeah,
little nerd news over here.
Yeah, little tidbits. Whatever time it is, I'm sure that there is a McDowell's
1965
right down the street.
1965. There you go.
Oh yeah, there's definitely McDowell's down the street.
The street. I only eat at McDowell's.
And yeah, when everything in Sylvie's timeline spaghettifies, she goes to help Loki. However, Doug's workshop also spaghettifies, as do Frank, Doug, Don, everybody, all the people. We don't need to hear their names again. Loki finally controls his time slipping.
Before you go to that, what did you think about Casey's character,
Frank?
Frank, as the bank robber guy. Like, what I'm saying? What did you think about him? Because to me, his character was hilarious.
Yeah, it
had me fucking rolling around like, yo, this dude is wild because he's nothing like. He's a complete juxtaposition of what his character is in the TVA.
Yeah, he was great. Like, I'm a big fan of this actor. I can't remember his name.
We never can remember his name, but we really like him. He's in like a lot of other stuff that we like.
Eugene Cordero.
Eugene Cordero.
Check out the first couple seasons of Tacoma FD. He's hilarious in it.
Never seen that.
That's a great show.
We have to do a reaction show. Me and Alex have been talking about doing like just TV shows because we don't got time to cover a whole fucking show. That doesn't come on anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I love him on The Good Place. He has like some bit parts on The Good Place. He's a character on Lower Decks, and he's hilarious on there. Great voice actor.
Say that, I think he's saying Lower Dicks.
But yeah, he was great in this. I was just like happy for him. Like I was just like barely paying attention because I was like, oh man, my boy Eugene, whose name Gene. I just remembered.
Gene. That's my friend, really Gene. Friend of the show. Can't never remember that nigga name.
It's weird. There's like some character actors out there that you just like you love so much that you just feel like your cousin.
That's what's her name, isn't it?
I'm happy to see him in this.
Ain't that what's her name?
Oh.
What did you think of Casey in this, or of just like his variant?
Oh, I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was such a good idea taking him and making him the exact opposite, especially because Mobius being the jet ski salesman, it was just like of course. OB being the science fiction writer who's still obsessed with sci-fi, absolutely. B-15 was a bit of was an unexpected one. But taking Casey, the most like humble vanilla person in the TVA, and making him not just a bank robber, mind you, a bank robber so bad he got sent to fucking Alcatraz.
Alcatraz.
Yeah, that is
the Rock.
He kind of reminded me of his character in The Good Place. If anybody has seen that,
that was a very like telling thing about him. You know what I'm saying? You don't go. That's literally where they put the worst criminals in the country. In that prison.
Terrible.
Terrible. You either go there because you committed such a heinous crime, you deserve it, or you keep escaping fucking prisons. Those are the only reasons you get sent to Alcatraz. People in San Francisco who just like simple, like a single murder, they didn't even get sent to Alcatraz, and it was right fucking there.
It's right there. It's not that far. And you forgot the other category. If you're Sean Connery, then you have to also go there.
Yeah, he knew who killed Kennedy and had proof. He obviously had to go.
Yeah, he had to go. That's where where America hides its secrets.
Sean Connery, you bastard. And then he got
vaporized.
What do y'all think about the rumor that Sean Connery was actually James Bond in that movie, The Rock?
I like that one.
So it's apparently been like sort of whatever debunked that's not like or whatever. I can't remember exactly what video I saw where like it was either a writer or director or something. I was like, yeah, that's not how it is. But fuck all that. That's what is going on in this movie theater.
It was motherfucking jabbing.
You know what?
Theater, that's what's happening.
We're gonna go Tulpa style, and we're all just gonna believe it so much it becomes true. Fuck whoever said it's not true.
100%. That's how we handle it at Drunk Banthas.
Much like how Loki finally controls his time slipping by focusing on a person, declaring that he can rewrite the story, Loki time slips to before the explosion by focusing on Obi. And I loved how this episode ended, where you could just barely see the framing of how what time frame he's in. Yeah. And then the episode just ends. Like, I love that. Also, can we all point out, I mean, did you fall for it at all when they're like, I bet Frank stole the TemPad? It was like, no, clearly it's spaghettified. That's what's been going on the entire episode. You're not going to trick me with this shit, fuckers.
I immediately was like, no, he didn't steal it.
Yeah.
Even though, I mean, if he did, where would he have gone with it?
Right?
It's fucking massive. It's like, I've never seen the first computer was like that big. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's that fucking Halt and Catch Fire? Nigga, that's like one of them motherfucking computers. Like, it was a big ass IBM computer typewriter. This motherfucker. Like, that was huge, but he may have stolen it. Like, what? Hell no, man. Y'all need to relax.
Like, he wouldn't have still been there had he stolen it.
But I will say, I did like the lead up to that. How when they
stole the drill.
When Loki went to get up with Sylvie, and she didn't she was like, yeah, of course I remember you. I thought that was cool. You know,
that was a good one.
Yeah, that she still.
But that's why I think it happened, because they're both gods. And then she put that, but she went before Loki showed up. She put that burger and fries up on. She put that fish fillet sandwich up on the top of her flatbed, right? And then she looked around, and then the bag was gone. Now she never once mentions that to Loki. She never once mentions that to him.
Yeah,
and she never even thinks, "Oh, that's weird." Like, what kind of fucking awareness? This is why if gods were real. This is the reason the world is fucked up, because they don't give a fuck. Their fucking awareness is shit. She can't even tell that there's something bad happening. Like,
it's like, Mel, maybe I guess I did. Maybe she was just like really high. You know, she smoked a bunch of weed after she got off. Like,
McDonald's.
Damn, I guess did I eat that fish fillet already?
She worked at McDonald's in the 60s. She's probably doing LSD, smoking
some really bad weed. Yeah.
Oh yeah, really bad weed. Just for y'all out there, y'all may not know this, but weed was not good back in the day.
It was quite terrible.
We got way more better weeds.
Yeah, definitely.
Because of science.
Science
rules.
Science, not fiction. But guys, let me know what you thought of this episode. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments about this episode. We're gonna move right along to Gen V episode 8, Guardians of Godalkin. This is the finale of season 1 Gen V. Man, it's been a crazy episode. I mean, crazy
so
season.
Sad how this goes. I don't know when it's gonna come back.
Well, luckily, the way that they
wild and crazy ride.
One of the things that Eric Kripke has already said, that the way that they're going to be setting up these shows now is where we don't have to wait. Like, we're basically going to get either the boys or Gen V every year. So next year we're going to get the boys. Really? Year after that we're going to get Gen V, and so on and so forth. So we're always going to be getting this year.
So it's coming back.
Yeah, it's coming back, bud.
Oh,
yeah, don't worry about it.
Okay,
it'll be back soon.
I'll say this. I hope it doesn't come back too much though. Kripke has famously said, like, oh man, after another show I worked on, who knows how long the show can go.
Oh,
I don't need 15 seasons of The Boys.
Oh, you know what?
Right,
I know.
yeah.
I see what you're saying, because this is what we talked about last week, where we could have a cancellation, resurrection,
yeah,
to a resubmersion, to a strangling,
yeah. We might have a
to a non-strangling, yeah.
So that's my thing.
Burning to
now, don't get me wrong.
Phoenix rising.
Now, I don't want a cancellation of the show. I want an ending of the show.
No. Look, this is my thing. This is my thing about TV. You can go as long as you fucking can. Get that motherfucking dollar. Because you know what? You get your 100 episodes, you syndicate it, right?
Right.
Keep it going as long as you can. But have a game plan that if and when they come to you and they say, look, it's over, you can end it. You can just end it right here. Right. Have a game plan and out.
Yeah, I do feel like
but don't give us a How You Met Your Mother.
No, right. Don't give me a How You Met Your Mother. Don't give me a Supernatural. Give me a Sons of Anarchy.
Push away from the table.
Give me
perfect
The Shield.
Right. Yeah.
You know
and I feel like Sons of Anarchy is a good example, because they the creator, he had an idea of how Kurt Sutter, he had an idea of how he wanted the show to begin, how he wanted the show to end, and he changed it a lot in between. I think the show ended up being longer than he wanted it to be.
Well, that's also because he got extended.
Right. Yeah.
He only wrote
but you could
seasons?
always.
I'm just saying, but he only wrote 2 seasons.
Right. But yeah, you could always be just
he wrote the beginning and the end seasons. That was it.
Right. But that's kind of writer he is. He's very content in that.
Yeah.
But
which, not surprising, he's also the writer of The Shield.
Right. Yes. Exactly. But when you're offering a lot of money to keep something going, you got to keep the party going, man.
Yeah, but I mean, we've seen shows where people are just like, okay, no, I'm just gonna Watchmen, incredible show. Like, they offered him a whole bunch of money to do the second season, and
I don't know if they offered him a whole bunch of money. I know that they offered him to come back and do the second season, but knowing my friends over at HBO, they definitely said, we paying you the exact same to do the fucking show that you did the last time. We're not paying you more. And
now that we've seen the crazy numbers, we're willing to give you exactly the same.
Exactly. You can be able to do this for the same thing you did it for last time. Also, I don't give that credence, because HBO is notorious for canceling a good show to put on something that somebody's trust fund baby's best friend that they fucking wanted to. What'd you say?
I cough. I didn't say The Idol.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, exactly. Why do we get The Idol and then we don't get what's the fucking Jonathan Majors show that I love?
Oh, Lovecraft
Country.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Why we got we could be on season 3 of Lovecraft Country right now, but they got all this bullshit out right now on.
By the way, an interesting
sci-fi show with the white ladies. I mean, I don't know. It could be some better TV.
So some good news. At least it's not just TV. It's interesting you brought up the Watchmen, because DC fucked everything up with the Countdown to Doomsday Clock comic strip series. It was supposed to be 12 issues, and they extended it by a half a year. They didn't write more issues.
Jeez.
They were all right. A book a week, or I'm sorry, a book every other week. And then after issue 4, you didn't get another one for like 3 fucking months. Because we want the last one to come out the day of the premiere of the Watchmen show. And fuck you, DC, for pulling that shit. It ruined the book.
Stupid. That's so stupid. Yeah, and well, what's not stupid and what's not bullshit is Gen V. This is a show where it's coming from a comic book. A lot of people have said that the show is better than the comic book. I think you guys have both said that the show is.
You know why the show is better than the comic book, Alex? Is because the comic book is racist.
Yep.
Sexist.
Horribly.
There's a lot of vape scenes. Vape.
Yeah.
A lot of vape. Mouth vape. Butt vape.
Yeah. A lot of that going on.
Front vape. Face, my face, your face, my face vape.
There's
all kinds of vape. It's bad, bro. It's not.
Bill, is it the first or second issue where one animal vapes another one?
Yeah, that's right, man. And then what's his name?
Yeah.
Nite. What's his name? The dude who can tell if you're lying.
Tech Nite.
He vaped the dude he was like running missions with. They just beat some dude, they
I
win a
think
mission.
that's because he was supposed to be Batman and that was supposed to be like Robin.
Yeah, but I think it's because it was his whole thing. That was the first time he really acted on his whole.
He also had no powers in the comic.
Yeah, he had no powers. He was reason. Well, you
Batman,
know what? It didn't establish that he had powers in this either. Like he could have not had powers. Just like
they didn't need to give him the
ability to really. Yeah, I mean, I'm saying maybe they insinuated he had powers, but like. He could also not have powers. He could just be really, really dope at telling when you fucking.
I could give you that.
Shit, because he was a retired.
No, because. What the fuck?
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit.
Okay.
That is not special effects.
I'll be right back.
Well, we'll let him work that out real quick. And we'll let him talk about Tech Night when he gets back. But let's just go ahead and talk about the beginning of this episode real quick. This is the finale of Gen V. While Vought CEO Ashley Barrett meets with Godolphin University's trustees on how to spin Luke's suicide, Kate and Sam return to the woods to free the remaining captives before leading them and killing non-soups across campus. Now,
shout out to Hash Mills out here. Look, I'm just giving everybody a shout outs right now. Hash Mills in the building.
Shout out.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Morgan in the building. You know what I'm saying, Alex? So yeah,
shout
go ahead.
Morgan.
So continue.
No. Yeah, cool. What did you think of like actually just seeing Ashley Barrett coming back from the boys? Because we've been seeing a lot of boys cameos. This is not Alex, what I was expecting.
First of all, you disrespectful. Ashley came back, but also Ashley, not Ashley, came back too.
Ashley, not Ashley.
Yeah,
that's right. The assistant. Yeah.
She came back too. She made it in there, and it was dope. I liked her scenes because she's aggressive as like dom woman. You know what I'm saying? I like that character in TV shows and movies. You know what I'm saying? Like we watched that dumbass movie with Adam DeMant last night.
Oh yeah. It was The Outlaws.
The Outlaws.
Not a good title either.
Pierce Brosnan. That shit was funny though.
It has a funny. It was like a nice Saturday afternoon movie. It was,
shit! Funny. He said spaghetti.
Spaghetti food. Spaghetti.
If y'all just joining us, spaghetti. Anytime we say spaghetti anytime we say spaghetti, y'all got to do a shot. So go ahead. Go ahead and do a shot. I'm gonna do a shot with you right now. Bumping this microphone is not indicative of how many shots I've done.
But yeah, I like seeing her, and like it was, like you mentioned, she's like very dominant now.
Shit. Oh, hold on a second. Yeah. I got him.
There you got him. Okay.
My bad.
No, you guys are good.
No, Jeff, I gotta ask you, man. What happened? The people gotta know.
My dog is blind, so she didn't realize she was walking all over like all the cords on the ground. So she walked into one cord, which then dragged down another cord and just knocked some shit off my table.
Jeez.
She just knocked down the ring light and for some reason a Christmas ornament.
Poor pup.
Yeah. So yeah, well, I loved Ashley's character. Well, you got to read that, Alex.
Oh yeah. Malongnu said, "Is Ashley still wearing that wig though?" I think that she's got herself a really nice lace front now. She's just
she's got money, you know.
She got that money.
She got money now.
She got money now. Yeah, she got that good job. You know look,
she's still
picking
going
another spaghetti. Look, just so y'all know, it's only when we say spaghetti that you got to do a shot.
Yes,
so
but every time they write it, you say it.
I know, but that's why I keep saying it. But they the ones got to do it. Look, we're not gonna do all the shots. We're not gonna just say it.
I don't think we have enough tequila for that.
Y'all got to do the shot. It's a drinking game for the people. The only time we do a shot is if trash can fire appears up on the screen. That's the facts.
Yeah, we need to have we need to come out with our game book of all the rules. But yeah, like what did you think of Ashley coming back in this episode as we were talking about it?
So I thought it was, oh God, it's fun seeing her because you hate her. She is so much fun to hate because she's the reason why soups hate normals, you know? She's got power she shouldn't have. And she's just a dick with it. So of course all the people with superpowers want to fucking kill her. But what I thought was even more fun about Ashley being there was when the film director guy was knocking on doors like, let me enter, I'm gonna tell everyone what we did at the Kids' Choice Awards or whatever the fuck it was. Right. I thought that was so much funnier. I thought it was really good.
That was fucking hilarious, actually. Yeah. I love that scene. The scene where dude, just to keep talking about dude, I forgot his name, the director guy.
Oh yeah, director guy.
The scene where Sam is about to fucking kill his ass, pop his little head off.
I so thought he was about to die.
Oh, I knew he wasn't about to die because he's a. Have you not noticed? Like a lot of the humans don't die because humans have more control than they are given credit for in this show.
Yeah,
like humans are able to manipulate these superheroes because. Well, I'm gonna assume Gen V makes you a little stupid, at least in the comic book. In the comic book, Jeff can speak to it in the comic books. Like the superheroes are just dumb.
Yeah,
even like the Starlights are just like not really with the shits as much as you think they would be or should be.
Adam Bork.
Adam Bork is
the director.
Oh, the director.
He's the director who hooked up with her in the bathroom at the Kids' Choice Awards.
Adam Bork, the fucking weird ass director. Racist and slightly sexist.
Yeah.
But also
just all around asshole.
Yeah, just all around asshole, which apparently Ashley plays with and dominates. And
then
and that's interesting because they actually do a good point of it. It's not just soups, it's normal humans too. It's whoever gets too much power.
Yeah.
They're assholes. And it doesn't matter if it's superpowers or political power or power over people's careers.
Yeah, and that's one of the great things about The Boys, and it translates over to this show too. Is that like absolute power corrupts absolutely. That's just kind of like the main theme of the whole show, and they explore it in different ways. Is like cops act a certain way because they have this power. CEOs act this way because they have a certain amount of power.
Did you just say fuck the police, Alex?
I think I did. I mean, I was paraphrasing.
Did you say horse again?
But y'all go back about 20 minutes to find that the origin of that joke.
But yeah, I just like how these different. I like how they draw these parallels to different aspects of power in society.
You know, Alex, I didn't really have anything. But that's what
someone's power is showing.
No, I mean, right? Like I've been watching a lot of Siskel and Ebert reruns, like from back in the day, just to see what they said about shit. And that's all they do, man. They just interrupt each other all the time, dog. It's crazy.
Well, then I've been doing great.
Yeah, man. Don't even worry. You're going to get an Emmy one day.
Yeah,
don't worry.
You're a pro.
A fucking time.
And by the way, if you're watching right now, we damn sure appreciate you. Look, we'd like for you to like, subscribe. If you've had fun, please, make a comment and send it to some of your friends. Put it on Twitter. Shout us out. And you know what? We give away t-shirts and stuff like that, but you got to stick around and figure out how all that shit works. Yes. No. First of all, yes, Marcus, Siskel and Ebert, sir. Go on YouTube after you get done with this, and bam, bro, you get everything. 1994, Siskel and Ebert. You know why I said 1994? Best movie year of all time.
Yeah,
it's not a fucking really debate. It's just what it is. Go look. As a matter of fact, anyone who goes on Google right now while watching this podcast and puts up a movie from 1994, if we like the best movie on 1994, you get a fucking t-shirt.
Ooh, that's got me excited.
And later on in this episode, as Marie Jordan and Emma attempt to contain the chaos, Marie demonstrates increased mastery of her powers. Sam suffers hallucinations of Luke, who asks him to stop and reveals how he died, but Sam ignores him and allows Kate to stop him from feeling his emotions. What?
I don't know, man. Is it a terrible thing to have hallucinations of such a gorgeous man?
I mean, you know who that gorgeous man is, right?
That's Arnold Schwarzenegger's son. Seed.
Yep.
Seed.
Yep, that's him. Also, fun. Producers for The Boys reached out to Patrick Schwarzenegger after meeting him when he auditioned for Homelander in the original series.
Ooh, he wasn't
allowed.
Just too young to be Homelander. Wow.
Which the show starts with, "You're the next Homelander."
That is right. Marcus, just so you know, not any 1994 movie. I mean, you can choose any 1994 movie, but we're only going to choose the best. So anybody, you know what I'm saying? Like, but there's no way you're going to find it. Well, actually, Siskel and Ebert covered all the bad ones in 1994. It was some bad ones in there too, but this is the best movie year ever. So yeah.
My number one favorite movies from that year. So
yeah, there you go.
Let's see if anyone gets that.
Actually, I'm not going to tell anybody. I'm not helping nobody. Actually, such movies as 1994's Forrest Gump.
Oh yeah,
Lion King.
Yeah,
which she did not die from AIDS.
Oh, what?
Jenny did not die from AIDS.
Well,
she died from Hep C.
Oh.
The novelization of the book clears it up.
Oh yeah. You know what? The book do be talking about stuff. I think they made her have AIDS because it was the 90s. Remember the 90s?
Guys, check out our Robert Zemeckis podcast every Sunday where we'll be covering every single Robert Zemeckis movie.
Street Fighter.
After being rejected by Sam, Emma realizes she can change her size without purging or eating. What did you guys think of this moment? Because I thought it was really interesting, like her being able to control her powers in a different way, where it seems like more emotion is driving her powers rather than her having to mutilate herself.
Jeff, you go ahead, because I
think the interesting part on that isn't so much that now she doesn't need to purge to shrink or eat to grow. I think the interesting part is that she's gone her entire life without realizing it, because in a world of superheroes where there are people who can grow and shrink on demand, the termite, I think, is their version of it. What made her think I have to puke to shrink in the first place?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I'm glad you said that. See, this is why I throw to you first, Jeff, sometimes. Because I know you're going to volley one right back to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, volley one real quick. Like,
teamwork makes the dream work.
Teamwork work. You know,
if you guys are listening to this podcast on Spotify or Google Podcasts or Apple Music or anything like that, I just did a great mime of a volley.
Wow.
Incredible. And Jesus, if you want to see it, come.
You think that was a good? This is setting, not this. What are you raised the roof?
Seriously,
you would have got slapped in the face with a volleyball, man.
Yes, that is terrible.
No, I'm volleying a beach ball though.
No, Alex,
beach ball.
Let me just tell you something.
Maybe I can give you that.
Let me tell you something. Not worth it. Whoever's listening on the podcast, Buzzsprout, fucking Apple Music, Apple Podcast. If you listen on Spotify, do not switch from YouTube.
Totally
do not switch to YouTube to see what the fuck he just did.
Check it out.
Absolutely ridiculous.
You're missing something incredible. But what did you think about what were you about to say about just?
Oh, what was I about to say? It's like, yeah, now you want to know what I was about to say. What was we even talking about?
We were talking about Emma's powers. You know, how it's more emotionally driven.
Who is Emma? No, I'm joking.
What is Gen B?
Gen B sounds like what Jenny died from in Forrest Gump.
What are all these kids fighting about? I don't know why. One of you just super Seinfelded me there. I had to.
It was
the only thing I was getting.
It was probably me. I don't. Well, no, I'm not going that way. But look,
why did she originally think it was purging? Was
right?
What did
I'm going to it.
Okay,
because Emma probably just threw up, like being sick.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? One day she threw up. Because we get sick. And her mom probably knew it before her, but they actually say that most of the Jinn, or not just any Jinn, but anybody who's had V injected into them, it happens to them as children, and it usually takes during puberty.
Right. So
I'm assuming she got sick one day. You know what I'm saying? Got the flu or something like that. You get a bug, you throw up sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But because she doesn't have to make herself throw up. It doesn't have to be that kind of a purge. She could have just thrown up one time. We all throw up as kids, so I think that's what happened as far as how she learned how to do that. The eating too much probably took around the same time. Like you figure that out. Like she said, the great debacle of whatever it was. I forget the name of the restaurant. It's like one of the boys' restaurants that's in this universe. But anyway,
like Chuck E. Cheese version of in the boys.
I think she shrank in this episode not because she cried, like a lot of people are saying on the Reddits and the internet.
They're saying she had as much tears as one of her purge moments.
Well, some people are saying that that's what happened because she cried, right? What do you think about that? Because I'm about to tell you what I think.
I think it's she felt the same emotion she feels when she purges. So she felt scared and sad and depressed.
Exactly. So what I was going to say is, I think she felt small.
Boom.
She felt small in that.
Boom
moment
goes the dynamite.
When Sam said that. Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? Look, that's what happens when you stick around to the end, drunk Banthas. You get that deep shit.
Yeah. To your point. Yeah, I do think
slap him. This is not cheeks. This is I'm just hyped.
Yeah. To your point. Yeah, I do think that she is. This is I think that we might even get like a flashback where we see her like maybe she is bulimic at first. That's what triggers.
See this is what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about, y'all. Y'all want to make the bitch bulimic. She done told you she ain't bulimic. I see. That's what I think is important. From like the second episode.
But when she said it, she was like, I'm not bulimic. Like she said it the way someone who is and is trying to hide it.
Right. And that's why I think that she's actually not bulimic. I think that it's the depression that you're like, the emotion that you're picking up on is not that she's upset about her bulimia and trying to hide it. She's embarrassed that this is how she has to do it. And her mom has made her do it throughout all these years, kind of like how Starlight's mom made her go out and do things, but Starlight's powers don't hurt her physically. You know what I'm saying? They don't. And you know what? Speaking of powers hurting you physically and how your powers can affect you, I feel like, man, like Polarity Senior. We find out that he's dying from like some type of brain degeneration disease from his powers being used.
Again, man, what is going on? All right, so I'll do my best to see if I can think about what Bill was about to say. So yeah, polarities. There we go. Okay, you're back. You're back.
Over time, I just feel like that shit it has to be like across a lot of the other superheroes universe, right? Like, what you think, Jeff? Because
I could see it being one of two ways. I could see it being what you said, but I feel like this would have been a more well-known thing among the soup community. It's tricky though, because Polarity, Homelander, all of them, from what we can tell in this show, they're our first real generation of soups. We had Soldier Boy, but I mean, like, from Soldier, we We had Soldier Boy and like 5 other people.
Yeah.
It seems like Homelander's generation, Polarity's generation was the first like, oh, this is a mass generation of soups. So it could be that.
And I think that's why this is the name of the show is Generation V.
And even the older soups, we don't even get to see them get. We don't get to see them, get geriatric. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that handful from Soldier Boys, well, they kind of all just got murdered by.
Most of them don't live to see like 80 years old already.
No, they do not.
That's
the Crimson something.
Yeah, she lives and does quite well, but she does get older. But
she does.
She's nowhere near as old as she should be.
They do seem to age more. So that's the thing.
World War II.
I think one of the other options here with Polarity Senior is I'm wondering if he didn't get V as a kid. I'm wondering if he got it injected later in his life. And much like how we saw in the last season when Billy used it too much, that it started affecting him. But Polarity got like, instead of a short-term dose one, he got a long-term one, but again, later in life. So I'm wondering if it's supposed to be one of those things where if your body doesn't have your entire life to kind of acclimate to the V, it can start messing with your body in the long term.
Yeah, that is an interesting idea, guys.
Yeah,
Sorry, I was just gonna ask what do you guys think in the comments? Please, let us know. You guys watch this episode of Gen V? Have you guys been watching this season?
If you didn't, spoilers.
I do know. I do know that a couple of people who have been watching, or at least 2 or 3 people who have been watching, didn't see the shows yet, and they were watching but had it on mute because they were watching us but had it on mute.
We call those some real G's.
Some real G's, man. Some real G's. And shout out to Morgan. Morgan helps us a lot. He does a lot of stuff. Y'all, I don't know, go follow him on Instagram or some shit. I don't know.
If you see him in the streets, give him a hug.
Give him a hug.
Kiss him on the forehead.
Kiss him on the forehead.
Yeah.
Kiss him on the forehead.
Kate tries to brainwash Jordan, but Mary blows up Kate's arm.
That was so awesome.
Rise. That scene was awesome. It's our wonderful background that we have today for this.
Literally, that scene's happening right now on my screen.
Excellent timing. But yeah, what did you guys think of like Marie just tapping into her powers, getting a little bit that Newman swag of exploding pieces of people's body? Jeff
Marcus. I don't know where Marcus went, but damn, put the movie up.
So literally when that scene happened, I think my response was, holy shit. It was awesome. I mean, I did not see it coming. I was like, God damn it. We like Jordan, right? Yeah, we like Jordan, and now Jordan and Marie are gonna have to fight. And oh my God, is Marie gonna have to kill Jordan? But nope.
Yeah, she
just blew up an entire fucking arm. And even better when it does the extra little at the end of it.
Oh yeah, the very Quentin Tarantino squirt.
Oh yeah, but you can definitely tell that. I mean, like, this is an extra. Clearly, Marie doesn't know her powers, because if she did, she could have just like slowed the flow of blood in Kate's body and made her pass out. Like there's a lot of, I mean, her specific power has a lot of things that can non-lethal ways to stop people. You can, like I said, you can just slow the flow of blood to the brain until they pass out. Or even something like Avatar: The Last Airbender, fucking bloodbend that bitch, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, and it was definitely very impulsive. Obviously, like it felt very like, you know, Gohan, leave my daddy alone kind of a moment. It was cool that she didn't like make her whole body explode. But it did feel like, you know, there's so many moments in movies and TV shows where it felt like Jordan was about to die. Like you get that kind of language. It's like,
it was a slow motion.
Yeah,
that's
what
slow
motion and the
slow
smile
motion and the music
at each other. Yeah,
and the music. That's what you got, y'all. That's what got y'all.
Did you think that? Yeah, she.
No, I did not at all. I did not think that Jordan was about to die. I did not feel that way at any way in any point in this movie. I mean, in this movie. If only y'all knew how many movies we watch.
There's so many.
But I didn't. So many.
And we do it for you.
We do. Y'all don't care. But no.
Spaghetti, go drink.
It's like right now. Actually, you know what? We will drink with you.
You twisted my arm.
Spaghetti.
We're gonna get a spaghetti soundboard.
Oh, hey, please don't drink and then go drive after this. You know what I mean? No, what was I saying? Oh,
spaghetti.
Jeff brought up how she doesn't know how to control her powers, and she could have slowed down the blood and made Kate just pass out. But I think that is assuming she gives a fuck about Kate enough to do that. And I'm not saying that she doesn't, but I'm like, we're assuming a lot because she could have did that. You know what I'm saying? She could have slowed it down, but she blew her arm off. But I think that shows how much she cares about her because she could have popped her head. Right. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like she knows she could pop a dick. You know what I'm saying?
You can pop a dick, you can pop a head. Put it on a t-shirt.
If you can pop a dick, you can pop a dot, and that means you probably popped a head. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? That's Dr. 90210. I don't know. I'm just gonna use that joke. I'm gonna keep using that joke. I think it's a good one. But I think that she probably just like in her mind, she was saving her. You know what I mean? Like
I think you're putting way more thought into it than there was. I think it was literally she was like, no, because she was so terrified of Kate touching her, and then just because I mean, look at how surprised Marie was.
Reactionary. But you know what? You're absolutely right. She is learning her powers.
Right.
I mean, she's absolutely learning her powers.
Crash coursing.
Yeah. But at the same time, I think that she knows more of her powers than she puts on. Like, for instance, that she, when she just looked at Victoria Newman's blood, she immediately knew there was V in it. That means she be checking out people's blood. You know what I mean? Like she's been testing these types of things. Like like I brought this up last week. Emma told her to tell her when her period was coming, and which means she at least had some conversation that we didn't get privy to, that she can do that kind of shit. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that I'm not saying she doesn't know anything about her powers, but they're definitely leading us to believe that she knows more about them than she's been led on. But but I do agree with you that part in the show, her adrenaline was running. It was reactionary, but since we're talking about, go ahead, Alex. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, it's like, because we don't really know the limits of her powers. I'm very excited to see what the limits of her powers are, because one of the most interesting things that happened in this finale is, Homelander shows up.
You know what? God damn it!
Yeah.
See, I shouldn't even let you do that. I was just about to do that.
Okay.
No, I'm just saying, like, it would have been a better segue if I just threw it to you. You know what I'm saying? If I lob you up one, like, look, is an alley-oop better than a bounce pass?
I don't know. I don't think that. Yeah, I don't know.
Which ones look better?
Alley-oop definitely looks.
You know what I'm saying? I'm saying it looks better. So I'm sorry. Cut you off.
But what do you guys think of Homelander showing up, and what do you think like the implications are of her surviving a straight up laser blast to the chest? Casey, I'll let you go first.
Okay, thank you for saying. Okay, yes. So first off, we get Homelander there, and it's very all over the place, because your first thought is, fuck this asshole, but then you're like, okay, but I mean, I guess this is how they get out of it. But then the second you see his face, you're like, something's not going right. They put you through a lot of emotions really quickly with Homelander. But she survives the laser, the titty lasers. I don't know. I found that one kind of hard to swallow.
Titty lasers.
She took a laser to a titty.
I like it, but you know what? It reminds me of last season when we had was it last season? Oh no, it was the season before last when we had old racist lady with the
what was her name? Stormfront,
which Stormfront was in the comics. Casey, let us know who Stormfront was in the comic books.
Bro, I read the first 2 issues and couldn't keep going because it was such a disgusting book.
All right, well, I'll let you know. I'll let you know who Stormfront is right now.
And I'm a completionist. That's how fucking bad this series is. When Bill was telling y'all about how just fucked up it is, he was sugarcoating how disgusting this fucking series is.
That's right.
It's just crap.
That's why I use the word vape.
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
you were talking about Stormfront.
I know Stormfront
in the comics.
Stormfront in the comics is a dude. He's a racist Nazi superhero who is from like the Captain America age. So him and Soldier Boy in this universe would have gone up against each other. So I guess we should assume that Soldier Boy in this universe and Stormfront went up against each other at some point in time. Okay. But Stormfront said, laser my tits. She took all of those lasers in her tits. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that must be a similar situation what happened with Marie. And I mean, that basically explains the whole thing, right? Like, that's it.
I guess, yeah, that makes sense.
Where she's just like super strong.
Yeah,
she did lift up. I mean, I don't know what was it that she lifted up and bitch slapped Baby Translucent with.
Oh yeah, she picked up a fucking piece of the fucking helicopter, like,
but she didn't.
One of the propellers.
So okay, that's another issue I have with this episode. I don't have many, but when that kid flies through the helicopter, and then when the helicopter comes down, there's just no fucking holes in it. And
well, he hit the. I saw it, because I saw it twice. He hit the propellers,
except both propellers are still on it when Baby Polarity puts it down.
Yeah, but they're bit, like they're like torn. One of them's torn off, and the other ones are kind of bit. And then that's the piece that she picks up and slaps Invisible Dude. What was his name? Kenny?
Donkey fucker.
Hey,
man, don't.
That was an alpaca.
Yeah, you keep yucking people's yum, Alex. You know, people.
I apologize to all the alpaca fuckers out there. You deserve to be heard,
and
you have representation on television now.
You know what else? You know what I'm about to say right now?
What?
Spaghetti.
Bing, bing bong.
Cheers.
But then later, after Homelander shows up, he's at Marie. Then we get just like sort of a time jump where sometime later, Vought's cover up has framed Marie, Jordan, Emma, and Andre for Sam and Kate's attack, with Sam and Kate heralded as the new guardians of the Godolphin by Cameron Coleman, as Homelander watches with a satisfied look. He's like, yeah, job well done. I did everything pretty awesome. And then Marie, Jordan, Emma, and Andre awaken in a sealed hospital room at an unknown location.
There's no doors.
That was pretty creepy, honestly. My claustrophobia started creeping up. I was like, oh my gosh, there are no doors.
It makes sense.
Okay, yeah, go ahead into that.
Okay, we're gonna assume the kids have been there for, I'll say 2 days at least, probably closer to like 5. Who knows? But long enough that like they've settled in. The news cycle has gone through and things like that. All right. So presumably you lock them in there. That like what? So one, how do you get out of the room if there's no doors? Because you couldn't like pave the wall over from the outside. Then 2, you're clearly feeding the kids or they'd be dead. How are they getting the food in there? 3, I didn't see any turlets in there. Where are they pooping? I mean, like just the logistics of it is like
Scruffy says you need a toilet.
Everybody knows. Everybody knows Scruffy's cleaning all the toilets. But nobody cares about Scruffy.
It was just like okay, I get what you're going for, but it's just
how did it look?
Confusing.
Does anybody remember how it looked when Starlight was trapped in that? It was like it looks like structurally the same the prison that she was in Vought. Maybe they have like some sort of invisible door, or like the door that's just like built into the structure of the wall, so you can't like see it immediately, and just opens up. I think they're gonna probably explain that in the next episode.
Yeah,
well, before we go into all that, I want to, before we go into the theories of whatever, we didn't talk about how Kate brought everybody out of the room of the woods. They came up out of the woods.
Yeah, that's right.
And we had a dude. Okay, so we got Hot Buddy. I'm gonna call him Hot Buddy.
Hot Buddy.
Who was he? Also the Master Screamer.
Yeah. So he had. That's what I want to talk about.
Weird.
I'm so glad that you mentioned that. Like you brought up the screaming, because. Excuse me. Sorry if you heard that, especially if you were on that podcast. I hate it when niggas be drinking and swallowing and burping.
But you're welcome if you're into ASMR.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome, actually. And Morgan, I want to know who had the good Scruffy, me or Alex, or both. Let me know. Let me know. But dude, Screamer Boy, he had a weird power set, right? So he comes out and he's like looking at people. He's all sweaty and hot and obviously funky, because I ain't see no showers down in the woods.
First power is sweaty.
There was first power sweaty, right? zero showers in the woods, right? Yeah. So I'm this is me, right? I'm on campus. I'm walking up the steps. I get to the steps, the lobby right there. I'm like, no, I don't want to go in yet. Dude walks out. He's funky right from the get. Boom, he opened up. Boom, I smell him outside. Bam. Now, the next question is, the next portion of this is, he walks up on you. Then he asks you, are you a soup? And you are. So you say, yes. But also right after that should have came, nigga, what the fuck is going on with you? Your ass stink. I can smell your dick, your ass, and your balls right here. And I haven't even got to your pits yet, so I definitely know you. What is going on here, sir? Are you homeless? Do you belong on campus?
Yeah.
Didn't I see you on freshman day?
Yeah.
Them kind of questions should have been coming up. But then he goes to the human,
teacher,
who we saw in another classroom. I can't remember which classroom we saw her in, but she was teaching at some point.
Marketing.
That's right. Marketing, which the class, who comes up with the curriculum for these goddamn kids? I don't know.
It seems like the school from Accepted, where it's just like a bunch of like.
It does.
So the kid who majored in blowing shit up with his brain could have gone to school.
Exactly. Boom.
It worked.
It finally worked. Fucking 20 years later, it goddamn worked. Hold on. We got to get to some real shit.
Yeah, this is very important.
But so that actually brings up a good question, though. After a while, people are just running away from them. So are they just killing soups too? After a while?
Yeah, after a while, they just start killing everybody. Who can tell who a soup is? You know?
Yeah, it's
like, but that's my thing. Is he just asked the teacher who she is, and she's just like, "No, I'm a soup. I teach English lit or whatever." And she just burns it. Now he burns her face, right?
Slowly too.
Yeah, melts it.
He does not have good firepower.
I'm glad you said that. It's slow, so it's a melt. It's a melt. Okay. Then he does loud scream. Yo, what the fuck? How are those two things related? Like if Magneto picks up a truck and then also bends adamantium in your body, or pulls out the iron in your blood, I'm gonna go, okay, I got that. That fits. But this motherfucker.
But then when he starts controlling water, you're like, that's not Magneto's fucking powers.
Exactly. Yo, he starts talking to fish and controlling water. I have to back up 2 steps and figure out what the fuck is going on. I think they forgot what that motherfucker's power was. You know why? Because he was Latino. He was brown. So they've just forgot what he does.
He just does a lot of shit. To your point, I do like how the boys is a nice like sort of demented parallel of the Justice League, while this is a demented parallel of the X-Men, where we just have these young kids coming into their own. Yes,
what a great theme song, by the way.
Incredible. Fucking incredible. You can't help, like, I watch it all the time and I can't skip the intro. That and Angel. Every time I
thought you were gonna say Peacemaker.
Oh, and Peacemaker too. Yeah.
No, there's only a couple. I've never skipped 3 theme song intros on television, and that is Rick and Morty, X-Men animated series, and Spider-Man animated series. 90s, baby. Remember the 90s? Alex, this is for you. This one's for you.
I'd like Alex take on Bill's hand all over his
face.
Your
butt.
Okay.
Why did you say butt? That's a F.
Well, no, I didn't say butt. You did.
You said butt.
I did not.
Bill, we all heard you say butt, man.
No, he said. Look, go back. Hit the 10
hit the game
button. Hit the 10-second button, everybody in the chat. Hit the 10-second button.
But we're gonna move right along, guys. Let us know what you thought of Gen V's finale.
Also,
Well, actually, let's talk really quickly about the post-credit scene or the ending scene.
Yes, we will. Just let us know in the credits.
Comments.
What is your top 3, or just the one animated or television series that you will not skip through the intro because you love that theme song? Let us know in the comment. Best theme songs.
It's a very important. We want to know. We're making a list. But guys, no, wait, damn, I forgot what I was about to say. It doesn't matter.
Before we move on. Before we move on
to Invincible, there was a mid-credit scene where we see Billy Butcher as he's investigating the woods ruins. Now, I guess this is obvious tie into the next season of The Boys. What do you guys think? You guys have any predictions of where The Boys is gonna go in the next season? What Butcher's gonna figure out in the next season?
Well, I think we talked about it last time where when Shakti or whatever is talking to Mallory about the cure, the disease, and the issue. And we mentioned how, like, well, shit, if they get it to Butcher will probably use it indiscriminately too. So, like, I think Butcher's going to have an issue with that, and still, like, he clearly does still care for Becca's son. What was his name? Ryan? I don't know. Baby Homelander.
Baby Homelander.
So
Luke.
Was it Luke? I thought.
Oh,
Luke
no.
No.
Right.
Luke's
No.
You mean his actual baby?
Yeah. Becca and Homelander's kid.
The vape baby. Yeah. The vape
I think his name is Ryan.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So I think it's going to be back to Butcher's trying to get Ryan away from Homelander. Butcher's dealing with the after effects of the temporary V.
Okay.
And Butcher trying to decide if he wants to use this soup killer just in general, because it will get out of hand and it'll kill everyone, you know?
Absolutely. I just want to go over these. Look, we got an immediate. Keep them coming, and keep them coming. By the way,
most comments we got about anything we talked about.
We got an immediate reaction to the fucking question about theme songs. Okay, first up was Thundercats. I F's with it. Okay, we also got Disenchantment. You know what? I fucks with Disenchantment's theme song. Good. I will skip it. But that's a good one. You know, every once in a while I won't skip it. And then we got Darkwing Duck always hits.
Baseline.
Man, don't get us motherfucking started up in this song.
Fucks.
Yeah, you already said Disenchantment. We already got Disenchantment.
And unfortunately, no one got the right answer.
Oh, what was the right answer, Jeff? Go ahead.
Freakazoid.
Freakazoid. You know what? I'm gonna go with
Don't you get a movie deal? Freaking me.
I was not even expecting that emotional reaction out of me.
No, when you said it, I knew it was going to be a problem. We probably won't make it to the next fucking.
He's here to save the nation. So stay tuned to the station.
As a matter of fact, there's never been such a good segue because we're just going to stop talking about that shit right
That's our show tonight. No,
y'all keep leaving comments. Yes. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to move on to the.
We have still, by the way, not gotten any answers for the 1994 movie.
Yeah, we haven't. Yeah. You know, name your top favorite 1994 movie. Put your shit in picture-in-picture mode. Put your shit in the PIP mode. Go on Google, search it, and then find out. Let us know what's your favorite one.
But now.
But now.
On to the next topic. We will talk about Invincible.
Now let's talk about Alex's shirt.
Yeah, let's talk about my shirt. Oh man, it's so subtle spoilers if you haven't read the comic books. But we're talking about Invincible season 2, episode 1, a lesson for your next life.
Where is it?
I didn't create a banner for that.
There's no banner for this one.
Yeah, I fucked up. You know, we always do things last minute and half-assed here on the Drunk Banthas podcast.
That's how we do it, baby.
I've been so excited about this show. One of my first videos for the Drunk Banthas channel was about Invincible, and after I saw the first season, I was like, I have to see what happens next. So I immediately read every single issue of Invincible after that. And
I think I'm to volume 17, so I'm not too far behind, but I think I'm still 8 volumes back.
Okay. It's really incredible. And I feel like the creator having a second bite of the apple with this show, he's able to streamline things, add more dramatic moments in situations to make scenes more dynamic than they were in the comic. Like, I feel like the show is just even better than the comic, which is already spectacular. What do you guys think about the first season of Invincible, and how are you digging the premiere of the second season? Bill, I'll let you go first.
Dog, I love it. I love it. It's crazy, but I motherfucking love it. Like, the Invincible, for y'all who haven't watched it, I know there's people who haven't watched it and that be in the chat,
right?
Because y'all just dope and y'all fucking support. You know what I'm saying? But Invincible is the shit that you should be watching. It's the number one show that you ain't watched and you need to be watching. And if you have seen season 1 and you haven't seen season 2 yet, episode 1, just punch yourself in the face and then go ahead and wake up and hit your Amazon video. And you know what? I hate Amazon Prime. I hate it all. I hate. The app sucks. The goddamn like.
And another thing, Rings of Power was bullshit.
You know what? That's a goddamn fact that you can go back and track. We have a good track record on that. You can go back and look at all the videos on the Drunk Banthas channel.
Paper Girls deserved a bigger budget.
But no, the Amazon app just sucks as far as functionality goes. But man, once you get into that goddamn Invincible and that Gen V, ooh boy, you know what I'm saying? Take me back. But man, I've just loved this show. It's violent enough. Sometimes it gets too teeny bopper for me. You know what I mean? It gets a little.
But then the next scene, they tear someone's guts out.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I just am the type of dude. Alex, tell you, I hated that kind of shit, even when it was supposed to appease me, even when it was supposed to be directed towards my demographic. I was like, fuck Degrassi. Fuck all these ABC family shows and fuck all that shit. Alex will watch them every once in a while. No. Step by Step is a goddamn godsend. Don't you ever shit about Step by Step. As a matter of fact, we will be doing reaction videos for
Cousin Cody.
Step. You know what? Cody actually knocked one of my homies out one time.
Well, don't talk shit about his family. Okay.
No, he was like an MMA guy. He's a Muay Thai fighter, and one of my homies actually faced him in actual competition. he got motherfucking hit in the face and knocked him out. He knocked him out in like 2 seconds. Not my homie out. Nah, my homie did not.
That is not the direction I would have thought that that character would have gone.
Hey, not really, but hey, dude was a really nice guy apparently, but also a child molester.
We all have.
Well, so
you mean on the show or in real life?
I'm saying in real life.
Man, that would have been a dynamic place for Step by Step to go. It's like,
bro, he basically was
risky.
He was in love with his underage cousin.
Yo, what if they made, like, you know how they made that super realistic? We're going to talk about Invincible eventually. But what if they made a super, you know how they made that super realistic version of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? What if they made a super
Bel-Air, which is pretty good, actually.
I've heard it's great. I haven't watched it yet. What if they made a super
you got to binge
version?
it, though.
What if they made a super realistic version of Step by Step where it just gets like, where they just really focus on Cody
episode 1, CPS just shows up?
Yeah. Look, let me just go ahead and make sure we don't get demonetized real quick. I'm just gonna go ahead and move back on to the intro of Invincible.
Yeah, right.
Let's just go back
from
to
the
Uber
creator
Murder
of True Detective brings Step by Step.
Yeah, so look, like Morgan said right here. Okay, how about the season 2 intro? The team up we didn't know we needed.
Oh, yeah, that was a really great way to show this like alternate universe and introduce Angstrom Levy, but also have the intro put us on an uncomfortable place where it's like, oh wait, what's going on? Is Invincible evil now? Omni-Man's back. What did you think of this intro, Jeff, as another person who has read this portion of the comics?
It was so good. It was such a good choice. Like you said, the whole fact that like this is a great way to introduce Angstrom Levy, who, mild spoiler alert if you haven't read the comics, but he's like the real arch enemy for Invincible throughout the comics.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
so
he connects. Yeah, he definitely connects the whole book. Yeah.
It's such a good way to introduce him. It's a good way to have Invincible. First off, to see just how powerful he really is when he doesn't give a shit and doesn't hold back. I mean, damn, he was frightening. When he breaks Atom Eve's neck just enough to paralyze but not kill her.
Yeah.
Fuck, that was horrifying. That was scarier than the people he tore apart.
And you know, it's funny that you brought that up because we were watching an interview with the showrunner. I can't remember his name, it's Scott something, but he was talking about how that's like a metaphor for how the Viltrumites are take over these planets.
Yeah,
how it's like they're living, but they're still paralyzed, and like they're being taken care of because Mark is going to take care of Eve. Make sure she's still alive because he has this demented love for her, but. What kind of life is that? Where you don't have any kind of.
I mean, you ain't gonna lie.
I swear to God, I forgot that we watched that together. When you said that shit, I was like, "What the fuck is he talking about?" And then I was like, "Oh yeah.
Warning: marijuana impairs the memory."
But it's 100% like that because you can just hear the compassion in Mark's voice when he's talking to them all. Like, I mean, I can't let you hurt anyone else, Eve. As he's literally snapping her neck, tearing people apart. I'm assuming all those protesters he was practicing on, not a real good success rate.
Yeah,
but he finally got it.
It makes you wonder how many times he failed.
But he did finally get it.
Right. Yeah. Jeez, it's a horrifying thing to think about because these are people who they could, wipe out a group of protesters or whatever with no problem. But it's a nice character moment to show you how evil this person is, where they're just like, I'm trying out a thing. This is a good time. I gotta kill all these people anyway.
And that was the last thing I had to say about the intro. What song was it they chose? I know it was a Radiohead song. when Mark's for the montage where Mark in our universe is flying around, like they even just chose a great song for it. You know, it was everything about the opening in my mind was perfect. I loved it. No surprises.
I loved it. No surprises. Sorry about that.
Is that the song?
Look, check out this.
I'm terrible with
Radiohead songs. Karma Police.
Yo,
yeah.
Look, I didn't know this was 1994 Blank Man.
Oh, it's a Blank.
But check out February. Does it hold up? Blank Man will be on the list, and if you want to check out Blank Man review, it's also in the video list. If you go ahead and click down here and subscribe, you can go ahead and check that out.
Start clicking on shit.
Yeah, just go to the Drunk Banthas YouTube channel and just start clicking on shit haphazardly. You will definitely find something.
Blank Man was epic, but does it hold up? Go ahead and find out in February.
We shall see.
And I'm very happy they chose Sterling K. Brown for the voice of Angstrom Levy.
It's so funny because like I had like in my brain, I think that I even put it in my top 10 craziest moments in Invincible comics video, where I was like, I was like, it's either gonna be Jeffrey Wright or who is the other person that I thought it was gonna be?
You did say Jeffrey Wright though.
Yeah, like it definitely thought. I didn't think it was going to be
Seth Rogen. I agree.
Or Giancarlo Esposito. Those are the two.
Okay, yeah.
I think you were right though when you would assume that I, Jeffrey Wright, would do such a role like as astute, as poignant, as plot forming. And it's a plot device. Mr. Langstrom. Professor Langstrom. See, I guarantee you people heard Langstrom's voice, like his voice, as Jeff Angstrom. Whatever. Goddamn. This is the drunk Banthas, not the
accurate Banthas.
Exactly. It's not the say everything right Banthas.
I didn't want to not say anything, and then later you'd be like, "Why didn't you say anything? God damn it! I was saying Lexi the whole goddamn podcast."
Let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you a little secret, everybody. I don't watch this afterwards, and it makes it really weird when people come up to me in the street and they say, like, this happens. People come up to me in the street and literally be like, "Yo, I want to talk to you about Andor." Yeah, you said I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Bro, I'm right there with you.
Boy, I don't know what you even talk about, 7-year-old boy.
I am not a fan of my own voice, so I am right there with you.
I'm probably the biggest fan of my own voice.
Well, it's because you got such a good voice. All of them.
Thank you. I literally
anytime, Dick.
I literally forget. I forget. That's all it is. I just forget. But Alex, one thing I think we haven't talked about yet.
Does it?
No, about Invincible. Like we covered the first season of Invincible. Yeah. I just want to talk about how we haven't talked about how they're switching things up as far as the order of things happen in the comic book,
which I think was a good idea.
Yeah, it's one of the best parts of again, and like him getting a second chance of telling the story. He can streamline stuff. We could already tell from like the first episode of the first season because it took issues and issues before we got the.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was issue 5. I think it was the last issue of the first volume.
Yeah. Yes, it was.
Is that it was going to be 2? I think that's issue 40 something.
No, it's issue like what? No,
I think issue 5 is when we're talking about when Omni-Man kills the Guardians of the Globe.
Issue, right. Yeah, issue 5.
I think it's 5.
And Brian, not Ryan Otley, he was the artist. Fuck, I can't think of the name. Kirkman, Robert Kirkman. He wouldn't. Mm-hmm. He was gonna stretch it out even longer to like the 15th issue, but like I think that the editor was like, "No, you gotta hook people now." Because
the editor was straight up getting a hard on for that story. He was like, "No."
But I think that like him having like that insight from that time of writing the comic book, that learning moment, and also writing in a team, it was like a writer's room. you can streamline the story, come up with better moments for the show to just like really tell the story right.
Well, it even just gave a sense of mystery, because at first we don't know why Omni-Man's doing this. Is there something that he doesn't know about the Guardians of the Globe? Were they maybe the evil ones? You doubt it, but like you still question it. And so for the entire, what was it, the 7th episode of the first season, we still don't know why this happened. And so, but we do know it happened. So it's a question that's bringing us back every week. Right. Whereas in the comics, it was just kind of like, all right. It was good, but it didn't engage me right away. Like the show.
Right. And this season, it's very much like one of the things that's very looming like throughout the season is, where is Omni-Man? Like for people who don't you haven't read ahead,
we're not spoiling
ahead of the class. It's very much like, when is Omni-Man coming back?
But I will say, we're not going to spoil anything about that. But what I will say is, it could be like the way they're doing things. It could be soon.
Yeah.
They
just because of the way that they're doing things. You know what I mean? Like, we have a lot to go before we get to the wars that we're gonna have.
Yeah,
that's what I will say for trying not to spoil.
And we will let you guys know, like, super spoilery when we start talking about that, because we have to talk about that.
yeah
at the end of this. Like in this episode, we do like,
that's the other nice thing is we've read the books, but we could still be surprised.
Right.
Yeah,
and that's what makes this show dope. Is because we, specifically the people who are hosting this show tonight, have read and known exactly about what's going to happen. But we are still enjoying the show. We're still like viscerally excited about the show, which brings me to one character that was introduced into this show in this series, Bulletproof.
A great character. Even if you've only seen the first season, we got to see Invincible try on the Bulletproof costume. He's like,
episode 1.
Really me. Episode 1. And in the comics, and I guess in the show, it's like sort of like a tongue-in-cheek, just like thing. It was like, oh, this is the black version of Invincible.
Right.
And spoiler alerts, he does end up being invincible for a little while
because Mark takes a break.
Mark takes a break.
It's Spider-Man thing. A Spider-Man theme.
And we will man.
Man, don't be tripping up all over your nerdy. Tripping all over your nerdiness. Just say what you got.
It's okay. This is going live on Nerds at Night, motherfucker.
It's all right, man. It's Nerds at Night. No, he don't want to spoil too much shit. You know what I'm saying? But
1 month after Nolan's departure, Mark continues to struggle with his father's betrayal while performing his duties as Invincible. Cecil appoints the revived Immortal to succeed Rudy as the Guardians leader, and adds a new hero called Bulletproof to their ranks.
Rudy rhymes with duty. You said duty.
What did you think about all of this? Like, with the Guardians and Immortal being the leader.
I thought that it was necessary to put Immortal as the leader, right? Like, Robot out here acting like a little hoe, right? Like, scared. He's scary. Ooh, I just got my body. Ooh, I'm just scary. Ooh, But in the comic book, he doesn't get the body until they get back from he gets the body
way further back.
He gets the body right before him and Monster Girl get sent to the dimension with the people the time aliens who keep coming, who came in the first season. But then they will be a reoccurring character or at least theme that will take place through this comic book series. But he didn't get the body till right before that, right?
He
got the body right before that, which is like way, way, way down the road. So the way they're mixing everything and mixing and matching it, I do like it because it gives more character development, believe it or not, as well developed as these characters are throughout the comic book. This gives the characters a little bit more development, in my opinion, because now we get to see Robot with his body before he, gets acclimated to it. And to me, I think that's going to be the end of this season. Robot and what's her name?
Monster Girl.
Is it Monster Girl?
That's who he's trying to bone down with.
Right. Damn, I didn't know the name was actually Monster Girl. So
it's Monster Girl, yeah.
That's a government name.
That's a government name. You know what I'm saying? That's our slave name. That's our slave name.
Olga.
Her name from the old country is Olga. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, no, I think that's what's going to be the next season. They're going to go into that time portal or whatever and end up back.
Oh, she's also a shrinking ray. Interesting.
Oh, cool. Oh yeah, it's what's her name from Critical Role? I can't remember her name.
Gray Griffin.
GG. That's what I call her.
GG.
GG. So, friend of the show.
That sounds like a superhero name. Right? The Gray Griffin.
So the one thing I didn't understand with Rudy/Robot, why, like, you're clearly scared about dying now that you have a body and everything. Why go out in the robot? Why not just still fucking send Robot while you sit somewhere fine?
Yeah,
that's just stupid.
You know what we call that, Jeff? What do we call that?
Dumb.
Stupid. Oh no, I meant what do we call the person that you're referring to, like sitting and controlling
the guy in chair?
There you go. Exactly. If you control it, why do we not have a guy in the chair? He should be the guy in the chair. He was the guy in the chair before he was the body in the chair.
Well, he was the thing in the chair.
Right. And he was the guy, he was the thing in the chair before he became a body in the chair. So now just stick to the body in the chair.
And I do feel like that maybe this is possibly a moment where, like, sort of like a character moment where he's like, oh, that was really, really scary. I need to not do that again, because there are moments later on in the comic where he does feel like he's 10 steps ahead, and he would never put his own, like, physical body in a situation where he would be, like, actually possibly die. It's like, I got contingencies on contingencies. I would never actually go out in the field. So maybe this is a learning moment for him.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing I can think of is he's trying to impress Monster Girl.
Yeah, definitely. I think the reason he's nervous is
look how good I am.
I think the reason he's nervous is because he keeps getting a hard on in the suit, and then, like,
just got nowhere to go.
Right, you know how you like 13 years old, you get a hard on, and then the, like, teacher asks you to stand up, and then, like, yo, come over here and show your work on problem 14 on page 49, and then you get up there and you got your dick all hard. But then everybody like, damn, why his dick hard? He really like math.
You can't wear metal.
But you don't want everybody to know that you really like Jennifer Carwell in there.
Every 5 seconds, you just hear dong.
Right, yeah, exactly. You keep writing numbers on the board, but
what if
keep rubbing them off? Like, that shit happens to kids.
What if Rudy's crazy turned on by Monster Girl's monster form, but not her human form?
What if Monster Girl has a oh wait, you know what? I should not say what I was about to say. I was about to say, what if Monster Girl has a monster? But that's all I'm gonna say.
You know, I'm gonna say this though. Like, before we get, because I was gonna transition into the Maulers working with Angstrom. We got to talk about Angstrom because he is kind of a dynamic character, and it's kind of speaks to the genius of Invincible in general. Because this show coming out at this time. Because, like, the Invincible comic was kind of like a parody and, like, satirical, but also, like, demented look on comic books that it was, paying homage to Spider-Man, Superman, what have you, all these alternate multiverse universes.
Invincible was actually in Spider-Man for a hot second.
Right. Yeah. It was like, one of my favorite crossovers between universes that don't make any sense. But I did like it having sort of like a commentary on comic books before its time. I feel like this show coming out at this time is really interesting because it's talking about things that are happening now. It's like, multiverse is like kind of hot right now, but this is a remake of a storyline that came out like maybe 17 years ago. So it's interesting seeing like from the casual passerby is like, oh, this is like their version of Kang or Rick and Morty. But no, this came out way before that. Those are kind of homages to this.
Began publication.
Kang.
Not Kang.
Well, yeah, not Kang. But.
The series began publication on January 22nd, 2003. And it ran until February 14th, 2018.
Hot diggity down.
144 issues.
Let me ask y'all a question. Y'all watched the show and read more than I have. You know what I'm saying? My question is more so, why you laughing?
I don't know. You sound like Mr. Poopy Butthole.
Oh no, Alex. I was doing what's his name? Love from Superbad.
McLovin?
I was doing McLovin.
There's a fine line between McLovin and Mr. Poopy Butthole. I will say.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a fine.
You know what the line is, Alex?
A driver's license?
No, the taint.
The taint.
The taint. That was a good joke. I don't even remember what I was talking about. The joke was so
I feel
good.
like we've gotten so far off the rails.
But you know what? No.
Happy to help.
I was gonna ask y'all about the new team. You know what I'm saying? Like
Guardians?
Is that what they call them?
I think they are. Yeah, the new Guardians.
The Guardians of the Globe.
Right. Boy, I thought you were going to say Galaxy. I was going to pop you in your lip.
Yeah, we got the Galaxy, Godolphin, and the Globe.
Yes,
There's just too much going on.
Too many Guardians.
GGG. They will save the planet. Hold on. This is I gotta get this one up. Like this was really
GOG. It works in multiple universes.
No, I'm just saying, like, what do y'all think about the new team? You know what I'm saying? I'm positive this isn't how it went down in the comic books, you know what I'm saying? So, like, what do y'all think about Jeff, I'll ask you first. What do you think about this new team?
I like it. I like it because it's showing them sucking. I mean, you know, I like how it's showing them. They go out. They're not a well-oiled machine. They're a bunch of loners who are trying to work together and are just fucking it all up. Also, I love Rexplosion. He's such a dick.
Rexplode is so great, yeah.
And he's supposed to be. And
how do y'all feel about how he is, like his character? Do y'all feel like he's represented correctly, like from the comic book?
Yes. I do, and like Jason Mantzoukas is the perfect voice for him. And I'm really excited to see where his character goes because he is sort of just like he's kind of a Logan meets Gambit character.
Oh no,
he's got a story arc in the comic.
I think he's like. He is the Deep mixed with,
for sure. He's definitely
mixed with Elastic Man.
Well, I will say he's definitely like the Deep, like sort of doofus and
inflated ego.
Yeah, and definitely inflated ego. But he also has like that. I'm the wild card. A cool guy member of the team, and he also grabs stuff and makes them explode, so he's definitely got a gamble.
I mean, no, I'm not talking about his powers, I was talking about his personality.
Right, yeah, but I was more definitely like the Logan version of like where he's just like sort of like the likable asshole of the team, and
he's the anti-hero.
Yeah, and I do really, really love where his character goes in the comic, and I'm excited to see where we're going to be talking a lot about the comic here, guys.
Even just with what we're about to have happen in this season, with the team, with the Mortal. Yeah. I don't want to say what else, but I mean, we know where that's going to go, and that's just such a clever dynamic to have happen to Rexplode. And it's one of those things where like what's going to happen makes sense because of how the characters' personalities are. And it's gonna bring up some stuff with Rexplode that Rex is gonna have a time.
Yeah, Rex is gonna have a time. I can't wait to see what happens there, guys. If anybody has read the Invincible comics, let us know in the comments. But I am curious how you guys feel about just like this Mahler's Angstrom Levy story. We do get the Mahlers escaping from the prison with the help of their version of Angstrom, who takes them with who tasks them with building a device capable of transferring the memories of various alternate universe variants of himself to him, so he can use their collective knowledge to advance Earth's technology and save other planets.
I'm gonna go first, just because I'm gonna throw it to Jeff after this. I thought that it was dope because the only part that I've kind of read is the Angstrom Levy portion.
Mm-hmm.
And I really liked how they changed it for the show, but it's basically the same story. Like, Angstrom Levy has his entire life ruined by Invincible across multiple universes, and the only one, which they haven't stressed yet in this show, but the only one where he's not a dick is this one.
Yeah, it does seem that way.
Because they covered that.
Well, I don't think they haven't covered it in this show yet.
Yeah, they have.
Well, how did they cover
when Angstrom's talking to the Mahler twins and being like, "Hey, we're building this machine," and da da da. He says, "You remember how Invincible stood up to Omni-Man? Would it surprise you to know that this is the only universe that ever happened in?" He says it.
I don't remember that.
Yeah,
I must have been low down a bowl when that happened.
Actually, I'm gonna tell you the truth. We watched it one time, which normally that doesn't happen. We watch stuff like 4-5 times,
especially Invincible, because
we love it.
Love Invincible.
But also we was drunk and we was up late and we watched it when it came out.
I'm sure these are all very shocking to the people who watch this.
First of all, if y'all don't think we sober, then that's just disappointing.
But yeah, like that is cool to know that like it speaks to the more exceptionality of this character.
Well, hold on, nigga. I wasn't done telling you why I like what had happened. Okay.
All right. 24 minutes and 19 seconds. Remember that world-changing battle between Omni-Man and Invincible a month ago? In most other dimensions, they teamed up and took over the planet.
Morgan got you right here. Morgan got you right here in comments. Right here, he got you with the confirmation.
Yeah, I wanted to get you the actual quote, my man.
Yeah, no,
you got the time.
I'm saying y'all got it together. Y'all got it together. You know what I'm saying?
Banthas, great minds.
Banthas is in here. You know what I'm saying? We Banthas. They say elephants never forget. Well, Banthas never forget.
They're pretty much.
You forgot he said it.
Use a Bantha, sir. Use a Bantha. All right. Use a Bantha. I can't forget if you in the pack. I can't.
All right. I can get behind that.
It's a metaphor.
You know what? Get behind it, because that's how Banthas ride. They ride tail to tail like elephants.
Stand people,
in Jungle Book. I've never seen elephants do that except at Barnum and Bailey Circus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what they say. If you want elephants to walk in a straight line, you just need a ton of physical abuse.
That's what they say. Actually, I've seen it written down.
Yeah. Does your mean physical abuse?
Elephant means physical abuse.
But what were you about to say about
Scroll Tide?
Scroll Tide. That's
about Scroll Tide. Yeah.
About Angstrom?
Yeah, about Angstrom.
No. So because then they get into the Mahler situation, and like some of my favorite characters on this show and in this comic book are the Mahler twins. But because we were talking about how Angstrom plays an integral part in what happens in this comic book, man.
Yeah.
Does this universe continue on without the Marler twins.
Yeah, they're the Agent Coulson of the
if both of them were to die, like, would there be any show or any comic book, right? Like, and then neither one of them happen to die at the same time. One of them always survives, and in this case, half of them survive.
I mean, you're the clone.
Yeah, that's kind of the best. It's the best part of their dynamic is like, as long as one of them survives, they can go on to make another clone, and then they still have this incredibly stupid debate of who's the real one, and they can also be manipulated by somebody who's a little bit smarter than them to do their bidding.
I'm an elephant roll tide. I just gotta get these out of the way. I'm an elephant roll tide because they know roll tide, and then all of a sudden,
correction,
scroll tide.
Well, and that's the fun part is like, so at first you're like, really, the Mauler twins are pretty fucking smart, and they fell for this, but then you're like, oh right, their massive fucking ego is why they fell for Angstrom's whole thing. You know,
massive.
It's their flaw, yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's
fatal flaw.
Interesting seeing Angstrom as this character who's just like so benevolent and who wants to be like, all I want to do is get all this information so I can save like save humanity in multitudes. Like I want to save it throughout multiple
universes. And it almost worked if it wasn't for these goddamn Invincibles.
It wasn't for those kids and their dog. Meddling kids.
Invincible the Mauler twins tried to help Angstrom collect all of the memories of all of the Angstroms across multiple universes into his brain, because he's the only one who can he's the only one who has the power. Yeah,
he's the only Marvel's America.
Right. And I did like how he was like peaceful, how they didn't change, like, he was a peaceful dude.
Yeah.
He really was just trying to do good.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? He was dumb. He was very smart, but he was stupid.
Well, evidently they don't have the movie Butterfly Effect in his universe.
They don't. But this is why he was dumb. It's because he went out of his way to get all the Langstroms, right? He knows that he's at the only Invincible who's good, but he doesn't go to that Invincible.
Thank you.
Why not go to that Invincible and let him know what's going on, right, Jeff?
Mm-hmm. I mean, or if you're say you're actually worried about Invincible, strand him in another reality. I mean, like, there's so many ways to get around this, but like, it's just, I've always said, I think the best superpower would be teleportation. Mm-hmm. Because as long as you're quick enough, you're basically immortal.
Right.
But like, so say you go to Invincible and you're worried he's not going to believe you and he's going to fight you. Okay, so just open up some fucking portals.
The
second he looks like he's getting aggressive, portal. Boom. Okay.
Yeah, which makes him such a strong adversary, like potentially. You guys, I don't know how long this season is going to go, like where the ending point's going to be, but it'll be interesting to see how far their conflict really goes.
Absolutely.
But
I do want to point out this one comment here. Great how his brain became a hairstyle after the explosion.
Well, and great design. That's making your own silver lining on the cloud, my man.
But it is crazy. Like, he had like brain dreads.
Yeah, it's such a great design. Yeah, like it's brain dreads that also turn into like just shoulder muscle. shoulder muscle. Like just sort of like weirdly yoked.
This is where brain matters.
He's like Boa Bobo, but of brains instead of muscle.
Yeah,
Boa Bobo. Check out
he's totally Bobo.
Check out. Is it out yet? It's not out yet. Man, we need to put that out soon. Fucking Double Dragon. Does it hold up? It's coming up to your face soon.
The tragedy of his character is that he is such a nice guy, and he's not even like manipulated by like, it's like, oh, this good guy did me bad, so now I need to be bad. Like, Joker or what any of Batman's characters. his mind has literally been manipulated so where he's like completely confused. Like he doesn't know.
It hasn't been manipulated. It's been merged with a bunch of dudes who hate the dude that he likes. The dude that's gonna help the dude do the deed. Excuse me. That helps the dude help the other dude.
Well, you know,
because he's the dude playing a dude who's playing another dude.
Well, it's Spider-Man 2. You're about to bring in Spider-Man 2, he's just bringing in 4 minds, the arms. How are you supposed to be the one brain in control? I mean, you got all these thoughts in your head, and you're not doing 4, you're doing hundreds of thousands of thoughts and brains in your head.
Had to be at least 48 angstroms sitting there. It had to be 48.
And that's just in his.
Some real hate. One of them had some real hate. Remember
they had
the one that they started with? That dude had that real hate. Yeah. Like the other ones have been just displaced. They was refugees. Honestly, this motherfucker was like, y'all know I was part of the resistance. We was gonna kill this motherfucker. Yeah, and I went and got the last beam of energy that was supposed to kill Omni-Man.
And you know,
might have gave him herpes, but didn't kill him.
I don't even feel like that's like the worst mark, like, or even like the worst mark Omni-Man team.
No.
It's just like a terrible one.
No.
Like, I feel like, you know, if I could pick a random one, this nigga right here is probably terrible. He's wearing his daddy shit and everything.
I was just gonna say anyone where he's wearing the Viltrumite outfit, that ain't a good mark.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that guy's fucking awful. Yeah, he probably
gotta hold it up, man. This one.
Yeah,
we can see what you're talking about.
Right, don't y'all see this?
But yeah, like I think that was just like a taste of how awful these characters can be, and a good insight of just like where this character is coming from. Just that upon multitudes all crammed into one crazy ass brain.
Yeah,
who knows what he could do next?
You know, just to go off of this comment, right? These comments right here. I mean, sometimes you eat the burr, and sometimes the burr eats you.
I say that at work every day.
I say it at work too. I told a lady at work today on the phone, I said, you know what? I'm sorry, I can't help you with this. You know, some things just don't go your way all the time. Sometimes you eat the burr, sometimes the burr eats you.
And she said, I'm sorry, I've never seen The Big Lebowski. And you said, you lying bitch.
That's precisely how the conversation went. Alex has my phone tapped.
But guys, let us know what you thought of this season opener of Invincible season 2. Before we get out of here, Jeff, is there any closing arguments or closing arguments? Like we've
been in court all day.
Anything that you wanted to say about Invincible before we get out of here? Anything you're looking forward
to? Any of the
shows
season that we talked about?
Oh, I'm looking forward to everything about Invincible. Just how dumb Angstrom is. I mean, like, he's freaking. First off, shock the Mauler twins. You bring them all in, and they're all going to start fighting and trying to kill. No, right. Who could have seen that coming? Second, teleport them away. If they're fighting Invincible and they won't stop, you're like, no, don't kill him. Open a portal under each Mauler and then just close it real quick. There's again, just like, dude, start thinking half as much. Start being half as smart as you think you are.
Right. And
I mean, Jesus, man.
Correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't remember this scene.
You're wrong.
Specifically, but is the extra Maulers coming from coming into from alternate universes to help?
Yeah, because
did that happen in the comic?
That I'm not sure. It's been a while since I've read that.
That's why when I read when I was watching the show, I was like, oh, I don't remember him bringing in extra Maulers. It's like, this is kind of an interesting way to up the stakes, because as far as I remember it, like, Invincible comes in, he fights the Maulers, and then like he bashes shit up, and then everything explodes. And that's
that sounds more right to me.
So it is more his fault, if I remember. Well, not like his fault, but he was just like, you were doing some illegal shit. I came in and blew shit up like I do. You know, I'm invincible.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, that was if I'm not mistaken, that is exactly how it went down. I think they may have actually gotten it down to the comic book version.
Yeah, guys, let us know in the comments, because I have not reread it.
I've been trying.
I gave away my comics where he actually this scene actually happens. So I can't.
We know it's around.
Terrible person.
We know it's around. What is it? Comic book 42, issue 42. We know that.
Yeah,
we know that much.
Funny story. I traded the first compendium of Invincible with a Clan of the Cave Bear, a book with a friend of mine. And
Clan of the Cave Bear.
Never read the book, but I want to ask for my comic book back, but not before I read the book.
Two things. One, Marcus got the correct answer. Two, I never go with compendiums just because they're so annoying to try and read. I'll buy the volumes instead.
Oh, just physically?
Yep.
Yeah, I feel that. But yeah.
Before we get out of here, Alex, I want you to go ahead and read. Well, first of all, Spaghetti.
And
I just want you to read this comment here.
The comment here is, by the way, I'm going with Leon the Professional as my fave for 94. Good choice. And that and Forrest Gump are the two I saw in the theaters that year. Blank Man I discovered later on HBO. Okay, yeah, those are two really solid choices.
Leon the Professional is my number one favorite movie.
Really? Your number one favorite movie?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus tits.
There's a couple more that are up
not
there?
The Professional, but Leon.
No. Yeah.
Still probably my favorite Natalie Portman performance, which is weird.
First role?
First of all, I just gotta mention, Forrest Gump was the best running back in Alabama history. I swear to God, if you want to make friends with an Alabamian, say this comment right here to them in their face, and I swear to God, you're going to be the happiest person.
I would love that they
one of my favorite coworkers. I'll say it to her tomorrow.
Yeah, no. The Affleck question of the day was
like, who holds the most rushing yards for an Alabama?
No, it's not that. The question is always who's the greatest running back in the history of Alabama. There is no because there are no statistics.
Yeah, there are no statistics. Yeah,
he's just the greatest.
He's just the greatest.
Because let's go over this 1994 question before we get out of here.
Right.
Best movie of 1994, according to the comments here today, was Blank Man, Forrest Gump, and I think that was it. Oh, and The Professional.
Yeah. So Forrest Gump got a couple of votes, so I guess Forrest Gump probably wins.
Well, who do you think is the best one?
In my opinion, The Professional is the best out of those three.
Okay. Correct.
All right. Well, then,
yeah,
Marcus,
I had to go with
you won today. You got to hit us up on Instagram, Drunk Banthas. Instagram.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I don't know how you type stuff in. Just go on your Instagram and type it in, and then we will get you a t-shirt coming on your way. It's a Drunk Banthas t-shirt.
Even if we didn't fully agree with Marcus, just that last comment deserves a shirt.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. And guys, if you want a custom Invincible t-shirt, you have to check out next week. We're gonna give you the hashtag.
Yeah, we're giving out stuff on this channel. We do give out stuff. I will say, if you like Meteor Man, check it out. We cover it on Does It Hold Up? It'll be coming out in February for the Black History Month episodes. So and Blank Man, I believe, will be coming out
gonna be on
at the
there.
same time. So but we, like I said, we have it on the channel now for a review that we already did. You know what I'm saying? It was the shit. I forgot Meteor Man existed until right now. You know what? Most people did, and you know what, Morgan? Just keep forgetting.
I think Robert Townsend even did until he was watching this podcast.
By the way, Robert Townsend, friend of the show. Shout out to Robert Townsend. You know what I'm saying? Look, friend of the show. Damon Wayans, friend of the show. Keenan Ivory Wayans, got to get this shit together. Got to get on the show, man. Come on over.
Yeah, come on over. I guess I should say really quickly, since we're talking about Does It Hold Up, and before we get out of here, we were going to be premiering Captain Marvel episode Does It Hold Up today on YouTube, but because YouTube is being so shitty, we couldn't post it for copyright reasons. But you guys can still check out the episode audio only on Google Podcasts, Apple Music, but Spotify, all those great things.
The video will be back up around Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday.
Yeah. soon as we win this case.
Oh no, we will win it. YouTube is being a stepdaddy right now. That's what I will say to be nice. YouTube doesn't demonetize this video.
We got all the best lawyers on it. We got Tom Cruise from Few Good Men.
Yep.
We got Jamie Foxx from that new movie with Tommy Lee Jones.
Oh, we got
all the
Kurt Russell.
Oh yeah, Kurt Russell from JFK.
You've also got Jamie Foxx from Law Abiding Citizen.
Right.
Yes.
That was a very different type of law movie.
Wasn't Jeffrey Wright
different characters?
Wasn't Jeffrey Wright
sure were.
No, he was Martin Luther King, so he was a lawyer.
Oh yeah. We got Jeffrey Wright as Martin Luther King. He's just there for moral support.
Yeah, he's a lawyer. He's a lawyer minister.
But before we get out of here, Casey, tell the people where they can find you on the interwebs.
Well, that's a good question. You can always try and Skype me, Don Cheadle's Driveway at littledickie2.com. It's because of
the hackers.
Yeah. You can find Jeff Madel on Facebook at MadelJeff on Instagram. Seemingly for a while now, you're going to be able to catch me on Monday nights hanging out with my good friends, the Drunk Banthas. And outside of that, you can always find me on the Nerds at Night YouTube channel. I think that's it.
That's absolutely a fact. Everything that he said. Oh, I took him off on this accident, but everything that he said is a goddamn truth, right?
Yeah, it's a truth fact.
You can also catch him on Does It Hold Up nonstop.
Yeah, he's
nonstop.
A whole lot of episodes. Check out the Spawn episode, the Double Dragon episode that we were talking about. He's a frequent guest.
Yes, and if you like everything that you saw here, follow us at Nerds at Night. Follow us at Drunk Banthas. Both of those channels are associated with us. If you haven't understood, we didn't hack into one other YouTube channel and then start doing things. You need to go and follow every one of those. And Nerds at Night. You can also check Jeff out at Nerds at Night, man.
I talk there too.
We talk everywhere. But we only record it on those 3 channels. So
shout out to everybody who hopped on the chat today. Little Frothy, Morgan, Marcus, Tiny Little Miracles.
My Tiny Victories.
My Tiny Victories.
My Tiny Little Miracles.
That was like a weird Paul Thomas Anderson movie.
You got to
and Milanangu.
Yes. Yeah. He's a or she, that person. They are from 9 Nerd Yards and Nerds at Night. Thank you so much for showing up.
Still don't know how to properly pronounce that name.
Not at all, but we will keep doing it as a drinking game on this show. That is a fact. Every time you have to pronounce this name right here, hold on, I'm gonna pull all the way up right now. Can you say this right now? And if you can say it, leave me a voice note on Instagram in the DM. If you can say this name, you will. It's
pronounced Ashley.
Actually, you know what? If you can pronounce this name, actually, only the funny answers, only the wrong answers.
Wrong answers only on this. Yeah.
Wrong answers only. Make a reel and tag us in it, and we will give you a T-shirt. Make a reel with you pronouncing this name.
That definitely deserves a T-shirt.
That deserves a T-shirt. Yeah. Actually, you will get a hoodie. You will get a hoodie with the new logo that we have, the Drunk Banthas, the Drunk Banthas logo. You will get that. Just holler at your boy. I got you. Yeah,
we'll figure it out.
What I'm saying? This is your hoodie right here. This is your hoodie.
But guys, thank you so much for listening to Drunk Banthas podcast. We do this every once in a while, so go ahead and leave a like and subscribe so you can get updates on new videos. Check us out on Twitter, IG, TikTok, likewise, Google Podcasts, Apple Music, all the internet things at the Drunk Banthas. Till next time, stay safe, my little variants, and may the force be with you.
Peace. Dun, dun, dun.